The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Online entertainment.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
The people that know more about me know this. I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! Whether it's the NoDQ Galaxy, the Jeff Meacham Network, the AEW crew, Indie Force, or anything related to For the Win Productions, the gears of wrestling keep on turning, and we are here to give our thoughts, previews, and predictions. Good day to you all, and welcome to our panel for this week's Simply Predicting. All right. Place your bets as we head back to where it all began in Las Vegas in 2019 for the fifth go-around, as once again we come to you to bring you our thoughts, predictions, and outlooks too towards AEW's Double or Nothing. Welcome to the Simply Predicting shenanigans that are about to ensue. Let's fucking go. Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Simply Predicting. You know what this is. For I am the simple man of the simple brand and the voice of the JMN. And my name is Noah Foster. With me tonight, as part of the City Predicting family, we have James Hebert, Christopher Ross, Chip Cherrick, and making his City Predicting debut. He has been my side-by-side analyst on lately on AEW Spark, courtesy of the Productions 2. It is Zero. Gentlemen, it's good to see you all. I look forward to discussing Double or Nothing with you. Let's go around the horn and see how everybody's doing. We'll start with the newcomer making his City Predicting debut. Zero, welcome to City Predicting. How you feel about AEW Double or Nothing?
Oh shit, my bad. I was watching hentai, but
Wow!
hold on real quick.
This video flagged. That's all.
Hold on real quick. Let me just zip on my pants real quick. So
right away. Welcome, Zero.
But yeah,
JJ, if you don't get money, I'm sorry. Hello, Gabriel. Anyway, continue, Zero. How do you feel about Double or Nothing in a serious matter?
I am feeling pretty excited because one, the freaking main event seems like it's going to be a bit, fucking fun as shit though. Like,
it's hard to have a bad main event.
Yeah, and another thing is I'm kind of interested to see what's going on with your favorite man Jeff Jarrett winning all the gold, so yeah, and I get to see James' favorite tag team, the Young Bucks.
God damn it!
Do what they do, ruin the business, just that. So yeah,
no, stop it.
From the backyards to the big screen and everything else in between. All right, simply put. Jeff Chadwick, good to see you once again, my friend. How you feel about AEW Double or Nothing?
First of all, you talked about placing your bets. I got nothing in my wallet, so I can't.
I'm with you. Hold on.
I roll in plastic. I don't.
Here we go. I bet $1 on MJF. Here we go.
Hold on, let me check our pockets.
You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky to get 3 cents back. Anyway, Jeff, continue.
Yeah. Doing well. Double or Nothing. It's like any AEW pay-per-view. It's a stacked card. I mean, this card is going to be absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to see what you guys think, because I think I might have a couple surprises as far as going different than you guys. I've got that gut feeling, because you know me. Someone's got to stand out in the crowd.
Yeah, you like to be the contrarian. So there you go.
Pretty much. But I think Zero's got that title all sealed and delivered. So we'll have to find out.
Wait, what?
Wait, who?
He's the contrarian. I mean, depends on the day. Sometimes he likes to be a contrarian. Sometimes he just likes to be a, whatever.
Obituary? You just trying to come up with better words than an ARY, James? secondary.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Nah, man.
Good grief
I'm about to
almighty.
be the MGF of this server.
I'm gonna need. I'm in for something right now.
Sometimes she likes to be AI, chat GPT,
Nah, man.
Wow.
I'm just in a NPC state. Then again, Kayim in the chat with just mostly white guys, so I'm just doing
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, and he's not wrong, even though I'm mixed, but I digress. Anyway, Chris, good to see you. How are you? How you feeling about AW Double or Nothing?
Oh, I'm getting.
Shut it, Tessa.
I'm definitely getting ready for Double or Nothing tomorrow. I already have it. My brother already ordered it on the big TV, as I'll be using my laptop tomorrow to be watching
Big.
also
He said
NXT
big.
Battlegrounds tomorrow. So I'll be doing back-to-back wrestling events simultaneously, but I'm getting ready for Double or Nothing. I'm ready for the Four Pillars main event tomorrow night, and this is the 5th AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. So
There you go.
I got a couple of surprises up my sleeves, but
Oh Lord.
overall, good luck to everybody that's competing tomorrow for NXT Battlegrounds and Double or Nothing.
Fair enough. James, we got done calling Under Siege. Night of Champions has concluded, and now we come to the granddaddy of the weekend, AEW Double or Nothing. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I feel pretty memorific.
That's dangerous.
That's because I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, probably. And Jeff, dude, the two of you are we're gonna go crazy. The three of us. But
I'm
real
worried
quick,
about this triangle of fools right here.
this is a big triangle with the Triforce of memes right here.
We got the
Zelda
bloodline
reference.
here.
Yeah, the Link's not looking for that. I'll tell you that much right now. And freaking Tears of the Kingdom.
But I will say, just have to do it. Just for those folk out there. Sports entertainment happened today.
What a good show. Well,
Yeah.
Well,
Sports. It happened.
It
Keith Lee
happened.
for international champion.
That-
I wish Keith Lee was international champion. That should be fun.
that
Well,
would be
He
fun.
was in the brothers over here.
Oh, I mean,
I
again,
agree.
He's one of 19 other participants and Orange Cassidy, which of course we'll talk about along with everything else too. So again, folks, this is Super Disney. We're here to talk about AEW Double or Nothing, available exclusively on pay-per-view via Bleacher Report, domestic side, and international markets with YouTube, movie theaters, other outlets, Dassen, Sky, Preview.com. So I hope everybody gets a chance to enjoy this show in some capacity. Shout out to everybody who's been participating so far in the Double or Nothing League, and also a brief shout out, of course, the entire Super Predicting family. Welcome, Zero. Again, to those that aren't here, always appreciate all of you. The next Super Predicting will be Impact Wrestling's Against All Odds, date and time to be determined. Shout out to those that have already put in their picks, including but not limited to Alistair, Corey, Benji, Dwayne Atkinson, Kyle Valenter, Paul Mead, Scott Cater, Sienna Chanel, and so many others. I see about, 50 of you so far for Double or Nothing. So I guess without further ado, and by the way, Casey, I'm so glad to hear you're doing well. He currently is leading after one show. This is the second pay-per-view of the year. Let's see if he holds down his spot. Let's get right into it, folks. So first off, just going to put it out there now. Yes, I'm aware Rampage happened. Yes, I'm aware they announced officially the buy-in match.
It's just happened.
Kind of knew what's going to happen.
Right.
Yes. And also they announced another trios title. Let's just put it out there now. The house always wins. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, is there anybody that's contrary to that? I don't think anybody thinks they're taking.
Not with
the
this
belts
new
off from
set of open house rules. No way.
No. Nobody thinks that, right?
No,
Just
I don't think
shake
so.
your head. Shake your head, yes or no. On both
House
units.
always wins.
There you go.
And we think House
We don't
Hardy's
know.
gonna win with Hook too.
Yeah. Because again, at this point, the Ass Boys are what they are with Ethan Page. Maybe Ethan Page under Matt Hardy's, boss ship. Maybe he'll get a bigger spot on TV or actually be part of Collision. I don't freaking know. Okay, that was super easy. All right, well, since Keith Lee already talked about the International Championship, let's go ahead and talk about the most prolifically presented and defended title in the entire AEW ecosystem. And folks, AEW at heart, the AEW brand titles, there's only 7 of them, so get a grip. But we have 20 men in this and the champion. So, who plays blackjack here? And do you push on a 15? Wait and see. It's the AEW International Championship Blackjack Battle Royale. That is all 20 men and the champion. But I play blackjack for a living, and the bottom line, if you go over 21, you bust. And AEW is no stranger to bringing out a surprise participant, aka Joker, aka Wild Card. And if you look at this graphic closely, several of these men have already lost to Orange Cassidy in pursuing this title. So that being said, you see the graphic, you see the men that are here at Can, including not limited to Kip Sabian, the Best Friends, Bandito, we have Commander, we have Keith Lee, Dustin Rhodes, Butcher and Blade, Brian Cage, Swerve, we have Penta, Zero Miguel, Switchblade Jay White, Rock Hard Juice Robinson, Lee Moriarty, and even the Varsity Athletes. But honestly, I don't see the winner on this graphic. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 picks because it's a large field. Why not? And usually blackjack, you have 2 cards. So you're going to pick a primary winner and you're going to pick a secondary winner. And I encourage you with your surprise thinking. If you think the secondary goes beyond this graphic, surprise me. With that being said, we will start off with making his debut. Let's see what it brings to the table. Zero, what's your thoughts on the AEW National Championship? Do you see Orange Cassidy retaining as one of your picks? Do you have a surprise? What's your 2 picks towards this Battle Royal?
All right, so I'm gonna first break your rule. Come on, because like I have 3, and
Okay.
2 and 2. I just want everybody to just acknowledge their tribal chief known as Orange Cassidy, because yes, we are the ones over here.
We actually
give people what they want.
We actually have to
Okay,
do this.
okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna do this.
You know what?
But,
Just go along. Just go along with what works.
Wait,
Yeah.
hang on. I got the glasses for this. Hang on.
Oh,
There we
good
go.
Lord Almighty.
I
Deal
don't know.
Deal with it.
All right, so
I'm gonna get a free shot of that.
I'll keep this up as long as I need to.
okay, so my main pick is Orange Cassidy because he somehow wins regardless because he's and 2 this motherfucker has the beam glasses, bro. I'm done with this.
I'm weak. All right, good. Continue, Zero. Okay.
But like,
But we got the street shot.
in the
That's
background
perfect.
now, and it's all set.
yeah, so basically,
I heard that, Jeff.
so this is going to be a easy win for Orange Cassidy because he always end up somehow winning the match regardless.
Yeah.
So that's my main pick. My side pick is probably going to be just because King Switch, Jay White. And then my third pick is going to be number 25, who is going to be
Wait, number 25.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Wow, I don't know.
That's not how that works. It's 22 if you have an extra card in blackjack.
Hit
What are
me.
you talking? What?
But
Hit me. You gotta do the family
I
guy.
got a
Hit
deck
me.
of cards in my chest. We are not trying to start a virtual
That's
game
30.
of
Hit
blackjack
me.
here, okay?
I got a SD. I got a freaking chip, so I don't know what you're talking about. But
Fair
yeah.
enough.
So but my main pick is this match is going to be a bit confusing because there's some guys that should win, in my opinion, like Jay White, Keith Lee, not Juice because he's on the loose.
Yeah.
Who else? Basically, those 3 cats.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Gotcha.
That's a fair analysis. Let's see here. I think
But
the match is
my
how
surprise pick to win is Dustin Rose.
Really?
Because
That's
he's going to retire soon, so might as well give him some gold just to say thank you, you old fuck.
Well, that's a weird thank you, especially for the natural.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are a couple other people that did pick Dustin Rhodes,
Oh,
even
my
as a
goodness.
primary. Overall, they'll have a 23 pick Orange Cassidy. Shocking. And ironically enough, the second runner-up is between Ricky Starks, Jay White, and Keith Lee. Swerve is 4th. So it does seem like those are marquee names that should win this, and even JJ alluded to, well, Cassidy Studios folks. I think this match is how they get Ricky Starks to the next level without making Cassidy look weak. But I don't think Jay White and Juice Robinson are done with their beef with him either. So, and I'm still waiting to see if there's a new member of Bullet Club Go that's going to show up. That being said, James, what's your thoughts towards this? Were all those maybe potential names you were thinking, or do you have somebody else out of left field that might be a potential winner? What's your primary and secondary?
My primary. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to. First off, I'm trying to find the league. Okay, here's my, because I want to make sure I have I'm good. In conjunction with the actual form I filled out here for you. Okay, so here we go.
I mean, heck, you can change it. You know me. I don't.
Yeah, I know that. Well, that's why I'm on here now.
Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, continue.
So as far as this goes, I have two different picks. Obviously, the primary being Orange Cassidy. I'm not going to do the thing again because I want to.
You already did it for a good portion of time.
That was pretty good. So Orange Cassidy for my primary. My secondary, Will Ospreay.
What?
I think they're going to do 22. I think they're going to pull Jake Snake Roberts and have a 22 in this Blackjack Battle Royal. I think there's a reason they're calling it Blackjack instead of Casino Battle Royal. They're gonna pull a fuck on us. I think they're gonna have Will Ospreay come out, win the belt, and then that's gonna be the rematch at Forbidden Door between him and Cassidy too. Which, by the way, that match ruled the first time, so why not?
Fair enough. Nearly gave you a heart attack.
Yes. They're just about everybody else. So, yeah, that's why I'm going with Will Ospreay. Somehow he's going to find his way into this, whether it's he gets a magical number 22 spot and there's a second Joker in the pile of cards, or he takes somebody out and inserts himself in. I think Ospreay comes in and takes it just to prove a point to not only Cassidy, but also to Omega. Kind of fuel their little fire in their feud a little bit. So, there you go.
I mean, Jeff, that is a hot take, considering Orange Cassidy right now is in the tournament to go back after Kenny Omega for the IWGP United States Championship at Forbidden Door. If he beats Lance Archer at NWW Dominion June 4th, Will Ospreay has a guaranteed shot against Kenny Omega at Forbidden Doors. So, Will Ospreay maybe becoming an impromptu belt collector? Was that on your radar, Jeff? What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I went with Orange Cassidy. I mean, that's a given. Yeah,
that's everybody practically.
Back up, I would have to say Ricky Starks. The guy has been, absolutely on fire, and no gold to show for it. It's about time that he got a title. An actual title, because I don't really consider the FTW title an actual title, because AEW really doesn't recognize it as an actual title. So it would be nice to see actual gold around Ricky Stark's waist. So he's my backup. I think that, there's one person that's not in the Battle Royal in that image that should be, because I think he could possibly play a big part in this, and that would be Danhausen.
That's Danhausen.
Yeah, I didn't even think of with
Danhausen aligning himself recently, in some form of capacity with Orange Cassidy. I could see Danhausen being that 22nd guy, and even go as far as to help Orange win, but not win himself. So I mean, by me personally, if you got a battle royal, you've got that one person in there that's just crazy, that's kind of like a lunatic, that's just mentally like, what the hell? That is Danhausen. Every Rumble, every battle royal has one of them. Danhausen is definitely one of those people. So I would love to see him as the extra guy in this battle royal. But as I said, my main pick is good old OC. And just to make sure that you understand what I'm saying, hold on a second here.
Oh God!
Wait, hold on. I'll join you.
You're really gonna go there, aren't you? You're really gonna go there.
Chris is joining. Chris is joining. Wait, we gotta wait. We gotta wait now.
Fudge it.
Everybody do it. Everybody get some sunglasses if you have a pair.
All right, Zero, where's your sunglasses, man?
These turn the shade, so
Perfect. Yeah.
We are the freshly squeezed, simply predicting team. Got to give the people what they want. Whatever.
Now
Okay, so
we just gotta wait for Chris or whatever.
Someone put sunglasses in the chat as a freaking.
Oh, here we go. He's coming back. All right.
All right, Chris was looking for something. And
Chris,
Hey, I just had to use the bathroom, but
oh god damn it,
bro, he's fine.
You're wrong with the joke. We thought you were getting sunglasses.
but
all good. Come on,
but
guys.
okay.
Hey, you talk about a standout. Maybe Chris the Danhausen. Maybe he'll curse this in some way and really surprise us with his pick as champion. So, Chris, you're on the dot. Your primary and your
here's
secondary.
the thing. My primary is going to be I'm giving the people what they want, and that is Orange Cassidy. My secondary, there's possibly I could see over 3 people winning this. I see Jay White, Swerve Strickland, Ricky Starks. And I think Jeff alluded to about Ricky Starks. He's been on fire. He's been red hot. And I personally feel like Ricky Starks should have been champion by now, and he's waiting for a singles championship. So, as of now, I'm going to put Ricky Starks as my secondary as of now. So, with that being said, I got Ricky Starks as my secondary. Good. And my primary.
There he's dead. He's dead.
Oh, shit. We got to go. Everybody get their glasses on. Shit.
Oh, God. It's the living joke. All right. So, bottom line, a majority of people and the entire panel,
No, keep them on. Keep them on. Chris, keep them on. We got to do the pose. 5-second pose for the people.
Fresh Squeeze Orange Cassidy, I mean, he'll defend against everybody. He'll keep it in the backpack.
Yeah, he's going to win.
We believe he's going to retain.
I agree. Yeah.
And, it's just, everybody wants a chance.
It's a battle royal. No one cares.
Yeah, he's willing to give the chance to everybody. So,
I agree.
You already know, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, got to give the people what they want.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Enough of that joke.
That's going to be a video clip. You watch. He's going to get that video clip going. There we go.
That's a good clip.
Someone I'm sure is going to screenshot that and be like the Freshly Squeezed community. Anyway, let's keep going. Good Lord Almighty.
Hey, instead of simply predicting, we should just call it the Freshly Squeezed prediction.
No, you know what it should be? Simply Orange. It's puns. Get it? It's because Simply Orange.
You gotta use Comic Sans, bro.
Yeah, well, James, you're on the bubble marketing gimmick. Make sure the next AEW pay-per-view, that's the logo I put up in the corner in orange font. All right, moving on, guys. Let's get back now to actual championship.
But I also got like one more pick.
Go ahead.
What?
Jeff Jarrett.
No,
he needs to have all the gold.
No.
He needs to have all the gold, baby.
Nope.
Triple Crown, Grand Slam.
No.
Team TNA.
No.
Don't make Jeff. Oh God, now we're going on to this match.
Speaking of Jeff Jarrett.
Segway Zero. Thank you for doing that as we keep mowing down this card. As FTR defends the AEW Tag Team Championships against the duo of Jay Lethal and JEFFJARRET Jeff freaking Jarrett. And the special guest referee will be Mark Briscoe. And basically, this comes down to a game of manipulation and playing the wrong damn tune last few weeks. Damn it! But I digress. Anyway.
I feel like sound like Vince McMahon for a quick moment.
I'm going to go there if I'm not careful. I've already gone there twice. So I'm doing my best to hold myself. Anyway.
Now, why your voice is gone because you were ranting on Jeff Jarrett earlier today?
Don't start, James. Oh, you know what? Budget. James, you start off on this match. FTR defending the gold against Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and cronies have been manipulating Mark Briscoe against FTR to the point Sanjay Dutt did a spit take in Dax Harwood's face, and Dax Harwood pile drive Mark Briscoe. We even saw this crazy oddity group go to Mark Briscoe's home in Sandy Fork and literally work on the chicken farm. I do think the smartest person overall in this picture is Mark Briscoe's father. So hopefully he heeds his father's advice. But James, what's your thought on this match? Do we have new tag team championships? If you say yes, I'm going to take you off this damn feed.
You know I won't. I can't even do it for memes, bro. I got FTR retaining. Like, there's no way. There's no way they're going with Jeff Jarrett and the Goof Troop. I'm sorry. And I like Jay, man. Like, can Jay just break away from this nonsense? Please. God damn it.
He needs to bring back the House of Truth from Ring of Honor.
Oh, that's a great shout. You know,
that would be pretty cool. But yeah, so James says the FTR retains. Majority believes FTR is going to retain. Looks like so far 43 of the overall pool. I think a few people are stuck in TNA days with the Asylum, or can dig it if they actually do get new tag chance. And JJ, you are wrong. She is the first of the wrestling industry. She is the reason why Karen exists in the damn dictionary.
Tell him.
I stand by that. Anyway, Jeff, your thoughts on this tag title match?
Well, see, there's
I can tolerate.
Yeah, I had picked FTR to win this, but a part of me was kind of torn, and I'll tell you why. Because a part of me thinks that Mr. Briscoe is going to turn heel, especially after the fact of him getting pile driven. And we haven't exactly seen the Mark Briscoe that we've been seeing right along, especially towards FTR. So, what part of in this is he really going to play in the outcome of this match? That's why I was kind of torn. It's like, okay, FTR are the odds-on favorites, but if Mark Briscoe turns heel, those titles are going to Lethal and Jarrett. So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation that I was in, But I did kind of push that aside and went FTR. I'm going to stick with that, but I still got that gut feeling Briscoe's turning heel.
If Briscoe turns heel, it'll be the biggest FU lately to everybody that's supported this man since the passing of his brother. Jay Briscoe will be looking down disappointed in him. Where he's supposed to be going after his destiny in the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Yeah. And even he said to both FTR and Jay Lethal and company, I'm tired of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Christopher Ross, your thoughts on this tag title match?
Well, before Chris goes, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah, a part of me still thinks that, it's like, looking at when he was in Ring of Honor and everything like that, I've seen the Briscoes as heel characters. Obviously, we've seen them as face characters. I personally think the Briscoes were better heel than they were face. Some wrestlers are like that. Some wrestlers can really pull off being a heel better than they can a face, or vice versa. I like Briscoe as a heel. I like him as a face. Don't get me wrong. But I really like him as a heel because then that brings out that extra side of him that we don't see with him being a face. And something tells me that's going to happen. And it's not really so much an FU. It's, I guess you could say, kind of like going back to his roots.
I would agree with that if it wasn't aligning himself ultimately with Jeff Jarrett and his fucking goof troop. Otherwise, I would totally agree with you.
He may not be aligning himself with anybody.
Maybe not.
It could be just a simple heel turn, and Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal is like, they try to
capitalize on it, and then what he is on his own.
They try to make friends with Briscoe. Briscoe wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, maybe do a whole thing where he's really in the. Maybe you can tell the story of, even though it's kind of shoot, where he's like lost. I'd accept that. I'd be all right with that. I'd still hate that Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, specifically Jeff Jarrett won any title, but I would accept the story element of Jay turning, but like not going full heel and just being on his own. Like I can go with that. The issue that I have is that if he turns and aligns himself with Jay Lethal and the Goof Troop with Jarrett, you're running into a serious problem of alienating a lot of fans and tuning them the fuck out.
And I totally get that. I don't think he will align himself with it. Even if he did turn, I don't think he will align himself with Lethal and Jarrett. I think Lethal and Jarrett will try to be on that side, once he does that and be like, hey, thank you for, and then Briscoe will want nothing to do with him. So I don't really think he would. I don't see him aligning them with those two. But I do possibly see him. I do possibly see the heel.
I do see both your points, but I just look at it like this. At the end of the day, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett are just trying to manipulate their way towards something and are going to ultimately fail in clairvoyant storytelling. And I could just see literally Mark Briscoe tagging on FTR in a trios match against Satnam Singh, Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal to be the ultimate blow up, and then everybody goes their separate ways. It's another TV spot for Jeff Jarrett and company, and FTR and the Briscoe mutually respectful on the same page. And maybe that way, Mark Briscoe goes back on his own solo and Ring of Honor solely, trying to go after his destiny, while FTR continues to hold down the tag team division and try to reset properly where the As Boys made it go down at least 3 or 4 notches. So that's my overall outlook of this match. That's where I think this match is going. Because at the end of the day, Sam Ceen's going to get involved. Sade Dutt's going to get involved. That Silicone B is going to get involved. That should never be on my screen in the first place. And the greatest thing that can happen is if Aubrey Edwards comes out and slaps her in the face, referee integrity be damned. I said it. Anyway, FTR needs to retain no matter what sort of way you try and change this narrative, worse than what EC3 has done lately since leaving TNA.
Yeah.
Christopher Rotz, you're on the bubble now. Do we have new chat champs or does FTR retain?
Well, let me get my voice cleared a little bit. Here's what I gotta tell you. I spend my hard days working on a go. But the hands on the clock.
I'm gonna mute you in a moment. I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you.
Wait, because I can't wait for Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal to lose tomorrow.
Okay.
Good line.
But I do got FTR. I got FTR retaining tomorrow. And that's that.
Good.
Oh, good.
Point. I love it. Zero. Anything further to add? Or is it as simple as that?
Well, in all seriousness, FTR is going to win. Mark is going to be sick and tired of this shit. And, yeah. But it will be kind of hilarious to see what they're going to do with Jeff and them. Because come at the point where this team has ran its course, because it's been a while, and Team TNA needs to be at least be split so we can have Jay Lethal doing his thing, Jeff doing his thing. He probably going to be backstage role or some shit. But if it's gonna be like a on screen talent, then I don't know what we're gonna do with him. Probably send him to Ring of Honor. I don't know.
Honestly, that would be a better fit for him, I think, as an on-screen character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
but it's it's this team ran its course, and I don't know what is else for them to do other than just split up and maybe Jay Lethal start his own faction with certain talents and reform the House of Truth and just be an absolute
either reform the House of Truth or reform the foundation. Lord knows
I was thinking.
Lord knows they never should have broke that
foundation in AEW.
Yeah, fucking get over your bullshit with Jonathan Gresham, hire him back, or at least bring him on a part-time basis and reform the foundation. That's what I'd do.
Because Jay is pretty. He's good.
Yeah.
And it sucks seeing him in the tag team. Same with Keith Lee. It sucks seeing him in the tag team because he's that fucking good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah, there are some pieces in this puzzle that just aren't in the right places. That's really what that comes down to.
Real quick before we move on to the next match, Zero, can we agree, you and I, that we want to see Mark Briscoe slap the shit out of everybody again like he did on Dynamite?
That shit
Was so good.
Fucking hilarious.
Because he knows he's been stuck in the middle with these guys. Clowns to the left of him,
love-
jokers to the right. He's been stuck in the middle of all this madness.
Bro,
Bam!
that shit was too funny. My man came
Long
in,
overdue.
slapped Dax, walk out the ring, push
Aaron,
then
slapped Jarrett, almost slapped Satnam, or no, he slapped the shit out of Sanjay. Sanjay sold the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And then he goes and looks at Jay. He's like, "You my boy, but I'm tired of this bullshit."
And I'm pretty sure Satnam even said, "What the?" So, all right, let's go ahead and move on from there. I'm glad that was shorter than I thought it would be. Okay, well, speaking of things that you thought would be shorter than first anticipated to be, I cannot believe how long this bitch has been undefeated and is currently our only ever TBS champion. The show is called Double or Nothing. So with the move in play, will we finally see Jade Cargill taken down the road to Valhalla? And will Taya Valkyrie, La Guerra Loca, dethrone the seemingly impossible, the one constant in AEW? JJ's not here, so this is a who's who. So that being said, Chris, let's start with you on this one. Jade Cargill has been the inaugural TBS champion now since literally their turn to TBS for AEW Dynamite. And yes, she's mostly only put down independent talent like Billy Starks, for example, who's one of the most brightest up-and-coming hardest working, might I add. Heavily booked individuals on the entire wrestling scene. Good for her. But she's also outlasted Nyla Rose, Marina Shafir. She's outlasted what's her name? I lost it. There was a good fight. Sky Blue, and
Athena,
I think she's also recently been in the ring with, Anna Jay, Ty Mello. She's basically beating everybody not named Hikaru Shida or Britt Baker. So at this point, Chris, is it just another win, or does she finally go 60-0, or do we get maybe the upset of the weekend and Taya Valkyrie puts her down and gives her first defeat?
I don't think that's happening. I put Jade Cargill down. I think she's going to retain. She's been undefeated for God knows how long. And personally, all streaks are made to be broken. I think it's coming soon rather than later, because I have a gut feeling we're going to be seeing a surprise after this match tomorrow night. And this is one of my surprises. I am hoping that tomorrow a certain alien return tomorrow, and her name is the one that is going to dethrone Jade Cargill of the TBS champion, and her name is Chris Stylander.
Well,
wait, Stylander?
Statlander. Let's not go into a game of grammar and phonetics here, folks.
Fine,
all right, we're on a clock here. Kate Rayer agrees with you there. And again, I feel like Statlander was the original plan. She is fully homegrown AEW talent. And I always say if someone's going to beat Jade, they have to be able to out-muscle her. I would dare say Chris Statlander is the strongest individual in that entire AEW women's division. But ironically enough, Zero, it's almost 50-50 for this match. The majority do still believe that Taya will fall short again. 27 believe the champ will retain. 22 believe there will be a title change. And again, Chris Statler has been injured, guys, since last year AEW Revolution with that torn ACL. And you all know how long that freaking injury takes to recover from. Hello, Bailey. And also Dakota Kai with Morgan get well soon. So again, it's one of those things where has this run its course? Is Tyler the right one to do this, especially with the fact they're doing the rematch so quickly? And the show's called Double or Nothing. Zero, if Tyler doesn't win it here, I don't think she ever becomes TBS champion. And if she doesn't, where does she go from here? So Zero, what's your thought?
Okay. So as we see here, folks, today's weather is going to be a bit of a storm because it's the fact that people really think that, well, some people have common sense to actually bet on a storm known as J Cargo. So as you see here in my little map, there's a lot of people here who is more than likely to believe that that Chris Stanlander can come back. Then over here next to your asshole, there's a Taya Factory getting ready to beat Jay Cargo 10 Pegger. And then over here we got the psoriasis who is actually tipping over Jay Cargo because she's a big muscular woman and who doesn't like to be dominated by big muscular women. So basically, if you take all three stats together, some people, there's a 33% chance of Jade winning that match.
That.
But the other 33% goes to Chris Stanlander, returning to the other 33% Jay Cargo to have a 66.6% chance that Jade will win that match, but Chris Stanlander is going to come back to challenge Jade for the title. So the final 33% is Taya winning the title and it can actually beating the 66% chance of predicting that Jade wins and Chris returns. So my personal thing is I will bet smart money on Jade because Jade is the champion, and the plan was always be to have Chris beat Jade, but unfortunately her ACL turned into Shane McMahon from WrestleMania, and she got injured, which is going to take 6 to 8 months, according to Goggle.com.
Goggle.com.
So of course, like a coin flip, heads or tails. My thing is I don't know who's going to win. I kind of want Taya to win just to spoil her, but part of me thinks Jade is going to win and make this storm last forever for whatever holiday is tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah, Memorial Day, right?
Yeah. Because according to my region, it's going to be a storm. So I think. So I think this is actually going to happen.
Moving across the Midwest here, and Toledo 75 degrees, while Kansas has a high 78.
When did this show became a weather report now?
I can't believe this.
What's happening here?
So yeah, that is my thoughts. Malik Miller, DMV News.
DMV News.
Thank you for that, DMV News. We now turn things over to Jeff Chadwick, who will now give us the latest in sports and his prediction on the TBS championship. Jeff Chadwick, you're on the bubble. Well, good luck following that. Do you think Taya actually has a chance in doing this? JJ believes that Taya should be chasing maybe for the women's championship and not the TBS championship. With Forbidden Door around the corner, and again, up in the air, debate about Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter. Maybe that could be Taya's next direction. Maybe she becomes another outcast. So, Jeff Chadwick, in your best sports analysis, and I mean that quite literally, who do you got coming out with the TBS championship?
Why, yes, that is my burrito. Oh, hi, welcome. Yes.
Now we're going. Oh, God.
I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that. I am nowhere. He's like on a totally different level. I will say this.
Oh, wait, I didn't say that. Whoops.
I can't compete with that. First, I can't. Jade is at 6-0, as we already know. And Taya is basically getting a rematch. But you got to keep in mind, she is allowed to use her finisher this time, whereas last time she couldn't.
Correct.
So, with that being said, you got to move that advantage meter kind of over towards Taya Valkyrie at this point. Whereas last time it was all in favor of Jade Cargill. Now, it's just everything's on the table. She's allowed to use whatever moves she wants. I think this is a golden opportunity to stop the streak. And what better number to stop it at than an even number such as 60? I think that, they did the odd number before with Goldberg. But to be honest, the way I look at it, they're turning her kind of like into a female Goldberg, which in one hand is good, but in the other hand kind of stinks because everyone's comparing her and being like, she's a female Goldberg. She's not able to. Yeah, Jadeberg. There we go. That's a perfect example. I think that if she didn't have the streak, we would see more from her, as far as her her coming into her own and being her own now, because right now everyone's comparing her. And, if you want to compare, fine. Goldberg lost the title, did he not? All right.
You're making
close.
sense. You're not wrong.
But
You're making sense.
Jade Cargill can easily lose that title. And someone had mentioned it earlier in a comment. If it's not Taya, it's going to be Chris Statlander. And here's the thing. I see Statlander getting the title off of getting the women's title before she gets the TBS title. That's just my personal opinion. I think that she's well-deserving and more deserving of the women's title than the TBS title. Because TBS, that's the mid-card. That's the mid-card of the women's. Chris Statlander is so much more than that. You got Taya Valkyrie, who just came into the company not that long ago. It makes more sense for her to get the mid-card title than it would for her to go after the main title. So I had put down on my form Jade Cargill, but after having this epiphany, and it wasn't during the weather report. This was this is when I was actually getting my BLT at the store. I'm like, you know what? She could be the one to stop the streak. She could be the one in 60-1. So I'm changing my pick to Taya Valkyrie to become the new TBS champion.
All right.
Yo, who the fuck commented in a section? This is when more off the rails than Sid's promo. Who the fuck said that?
That's rare.
That's what killed me,
sounded
bro.
kind of like Gold when he was having Tourette.
He's gone back to WCW. All the WCW references.
Yo, when Jeff was talking, I was like, and I saw the comment that nearly killed me, bro.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Good one, Kid Prayer. All right. Am I next or who's next?
James will go to you, and then we'll go to Chris. And James, we called Under Siege last night, and if Jordan Grace is a free agent, that's a whole nother level of power that can definitely be involved in AEW. The Juggernaut versus the Storm. It's almost like they're literally trying to write X-Men in AEW. I don't know. That's Warner Bros.
That would be a hell of a match, by the way. That would be a great.
I see Jordan Grace going to WWE, not AEW.
Bro, I'm gonna say this: Jordan Grace versus Jade Cargill, two big muscular men, makes me want to jerk off right now, bro. That shit could be a great.
All right, let's not go off the rails. All right,
I'm about to anyway because I got a not so serious pick and a serious pick.
All right, bro.
Oh Lord, go for it, James. Go for it, James.
And now to James. Hold on, I gotta do this with mic in hand. And now to James Heber with the Autist Weather Report. By the way, for those who are offended, I'm actually autistic, so chill. All right, well, Taya Valkyrie and Jade Cargill, they're both strong women, and they're gonna go and has fight, and then one of them is gonna be stronger than the other, and Jade actually have muscles, so she gonna win. That's the report. Bye, everybody.
Okay, get him in one comment real quick. Did he or did he not sound like Bobcat Goldthwait? Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, pretty much. Now the actual serious take, James.
Yeah, okay. So serious take now. It's still Jade, but there's a few reasons why I say it's Jade.
Go ahead.
So I agree that there's a lot of comparisons with Jade and Goldberg or whatever. My thing is now you're in a rock and a hard place because right now you're in a situation where you're doing this feud with the homegrown all elite stars, right? Of the women's division, and then the outsiders that came in, the Outcasts, whatever, plus whoever decides to join up with the Outcasts. I assume the Jericho girls, Taya and or Tay Conti and Anna Jay, probably, right? Mm-hmm. Building up to some sort of match down the road, whatever. Allegedly, hopefully. I would do Blood and Guts. That's just me. Book end with Blood and Guts. Just saying.
I agree.
But
James.
So that's something that I think you need to get the belt off. Why am I hearing myself? Oh, hell. God damn.
That's crazy. You was hearing voices in your head, bro.
I was. What the fuck? Sorry.
That's not Randy Orton voices in his head. That's voices out loud. Anyway,
that is voices out loud. Good. Yeah. Laughing out loud. But no.
Oh man, my ribs hurt.
So no, like as I was saying, I think they really need to get the belt off Jamie so that way they can focus on that feud. And I think, and this is just me, I think they actually need to keep the belt on Jade and then have her relinquish it option C style and go for the world belt and win that belt. Genuinely, I think that's where they need to go. There's a number of reasons why I say that. One, we know Jade can go. We know she's not a slouch in the ring, and she needs more competition. And if you're not going to do going all over the globe and getting the best women, not just jobbers, AEW, for this TBS title challenge, then you need to put her in the main event scene and have her win the world title. Because if you have this feud going on with all these girls in that 3-on-3 picture, right? 5-on-5 picture, whatever you got. Okay, there are 10 challenges right there for her to go through. Right there in and of its entirety. Yes, she's gone through Tay, she's gone through Anna, she's gone through, I think, a couple others. You still got, 6 people?
At least.
And then that's not even considering Statlander coming back, as Jeff said. It probably makes sense for her to go for the world title as opposed to the TBS championship at this current point. I think it's better off going for the option C method, and I think JJ even saying that. And there you go, he confirmed it, I guess. So yeah, this has been said by JJ. I think they need to go option C because what really needs to happen here now is they need to have Jade relinquish that belt so that way there could be a tournament for it. And now there's an actual stake holding the TBS title because now option C is a thing. And if you hold that belt, you have an opportunity to cash that in to get the world title. And that makes that belt immediately important, right? That also means the world title is important because the one that's undefeated just won the belt, and whoever dethrones her for the world title is automatically going to be made. And then both championships are kind of made. See what I'm saying? There's actually prestige to both.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those things where the competitor makes the championship doesn't make the competitor. And honestly, Jade Cargill has been the strongest preserved female competitor because she has been undefeated. Whether or not what you want to call the streak is what it is, you can say the same thing about another streak, but I'm not going there. So, I mean, that being said, or title run, I do understand where you're coming from, but I just keep thinking, why would they pull the trigger on this rematch so quickly? just to get the TBS championship on Double or Nothing. They could have just did like an open challenge that somebody show up from the outside. Now, whether or not it would be Jordan Gray is a whole different standpoint. Okay, talk more about that later. And whether her being fully free agent or not with non-compete clause, that remains to be seen as well. Again, I still think Chris Statlander's original plan. I don't know if Tony Khan is still holding out for that, but I know Tony Khan wants to push Chris Statlander. I also think about the other female athletes, like legit Leda Kirch. I mean, if she wasn't injured, she's also a powerhouse in her own right, and that shooter stance also be a different challenge for Jade Cargill. It's just one of those things where right now, I think I still need to review with you. Their women's division is kind of in a corner when it comes to who could carry each of these championships next. And we'll talk about the other title here a little later. But Chris, as we round this thing out,
well, Jeff had a point that he wanted to make.
Go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Real quick, I like the option that you gave James about the whole option C thing. But personally, I think the option C should stay to TNA and Impact. Don't bring it in to another company, because that can be not really copyrighted, but there could be some problems. And but I do like that concept. Now, maybe if they figured out a different way to do it, to make it their own, I'd be okay with it. Kind of like the War Games thing. AEW did their own version of it called what?
Blood and Guts.
Blood and Guts.
There we go. So if you do something like that, and I guess you can say imitate, but make it your own, I would be okay with that. But if they were to do it as an option C kind of thing, that would be copying TNA and Impact, and that could create a problem.
You know what?
Because they have worked with Impact before. I don't even know where that partnership right now lies.
There is a way you could do it. So how about this? If they want to do something like that, there has to be a certain stipulation you gotta complete. Defend the title and like retain it like 5 or 10 times, then you can do it.
Maybe.
I mean, that's kind of similar to what the NWA Television Championship was. They call it the Lucky 7. If you defend that title 7 times, you automatically get a chance at the NWA World Championship. So again, looking at the fact that AEW honors legacy wrestling, I could see something like that. But again, guys, she's 59-0. It has to stop at some point.
Yeah, I can't agree with that. But I will say, if we're going to do that with the TBS title, might as well make it for the TNT title too. Just saying.
Well, funny enough, we'll talk about that next, and James will kick that off. But Chris, what's your thoughts on the TBS Championship? Do you have Taya or Jade in this current scenario?
I remain my pick, and I'm sticking to Jade.
I just wondered if your mind changed, because I know you.
No, I'm sticking to Jade Cargill, and I'm hoping Chris Statlander returns tomorrow.
Well, I mean, you can hold out for that, but again, injuries don't just, I mean, she's been backstage several times, I've heard, but again, to be in-ring ready, whole different animal. They should do a women's Gold Rush tournament where the winner wins a title match against either the TBS champion or AEW Women's Champion. That's almost something similar to what they do sometimes in Stardom, I think, with the Cinderella tournament. And spoiler alert for those that watch Stardom, Mina Shirakawa already lost the white belt. Tam Nakao has both the red and white belts now in Stardom. I really hope they don't go the NJPW route and combine the two into one. I call bullcrap on that.
I could see why.
On the title, bro. Rest in peace for that title.
I was gonna say I could see why they're doing it though, Noah, because you got to consider Stardom at that point would have 3 titles if you count the IWGP Women's title as well. That might be why they're doing it the way they're doing it.
But James, they have the SWA title, and that's been retired, and people have already been asking for that to come back. And Mayu Iwatani retired that, and she's the current IWGP Women's Champion. Not to go off in a sub-tangent, but I'm just saying the importance of a championship,
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me, I understand.
Anyway, that sub-tangent there for those that don't know, because you got to look at all things wrestling. All right, and I hope you all enjoyed your weather report. Please stay tuned 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for your lottery picks and to watch Cash Explosion. I think that's still on CBS, but I digress. All right. Well, since we're talking about television, let's go ahead and stick to the format. And Chris, let's go ahead and kick with you. Oh no, I'm sorry. My brain is so freaking frazzled.
Botch.
James, well, botch me. James and Chris, you're going to start this thing off. James, you're first because let's go ahead and talk about the other TV championship, the hot potato title in the company. I think you made a point about the fact that this title has the shortest runs versus any other championship, and that might go towards its presentation uniqueness. But Wardlow, the three-time TNT champion, now defends the gold against not Luchasaurus, as people might have anticipated, but Christian Cage. And it's in a ladder match.
Yeah.
What?
So, all right.
Yeah, you're first on this one, because simply put, Christian Cage made his intentions be known. I cannot believe they're not doing Luchasaurus versus Wardlow. But with Arn Anderson in the corner, maybe we'll see if a Glock can beat a tail whip. But I also wonder, maybe this is the way they turn Wardlow heel and realize the TNT experiment failed because Powerhouse Hobbs was transitional champion, and in my opinion, he didn't deserve that. And it's one of those phrases where, yeah, Wardlow, he is that guy that gives you maybe that TV appeal, but how many times do you flip-flop this freaking title in the same year?
20.
Yeah, exactly. So here's my deal with this. There's a couple. First off, the match itself is gonna fucking rule. I can't imagine you have Wardlow and Christian and this match doesn't rule, especially in a ladder match.
Right.
But with that said, I think there's a couple reasons why I'm going with the pick I'm picking. Number one, they got to go and run back MJF versus Wardlow at some point. They do have to eventually do that.
That's fair.
I'm not saying it necessarily has to be pay-per-view. It could be on TV, but eventually they do have to run that back so that way MJF can conquer Wardlow, which he was unable to do last year at Double or Nothing. Yeah. So the other thing is, as well, is the TNT title has flip-flopped too much now, and I think you now need a lengthy title reign to kind of separate all the flip-flopping that it's been going on with the belt now. As much as I've defended the TNT title for being the one hot potato belt they have, I think at this point you should really consider going and changing that to a lengthy title run now to break up the monotony. I think Christian Cage is the guy to do that. I think you get the best matches out of Christian. I think you can get the best talent with Christian because they are definitely going to want to work with a guy like Christian. I think that you could have some great matchups with young talent versus him. He's got his heavy in Luchasaurus, which means he's going to be able to retain by cheating. So the young guy who loses is automatically going to be protected. I think it's just time to give it to Christian Cage and have him run with that thing for a while.
All right. Chris, I mean, at this point, Christian Cage, innovator of tables, ladders, and chairs. Though the chair has always been his weapon to go to, but in a ladder match, chairs, I suppose, are legal. But it does feel like a sudden change if Christian Cage did win the championship, especially since they're going to Canada for most of the summer. And maybe that would lead to unique open opportunities to present this title, to defend it. Maybe he has his right hand of destruction, protect him. Maybe Luchasaurus is the new Tonka at this point. I just have weird thoughts about the fact that just going with this Sunday route if they change the title again after Wardlow just won it off Powerhouse Hobbs. I don't even think a month ago. So, Chris, what's your thoughts on this match?
My thoughts is, yeah, this is a ladder match. And personally, they've been hot potatoing this championship for a while. And personally, it needs to stop. Person with me, I love lengthy championship ranks.
When they matter.
I love everything staying the same for a while. And if you get burned out, you go to a new champion, see how that works. As far as my prediction goes, this screams Christian Cage all the way because of one reason. This is a ladder match. Yeah. And Christian knows how to get the job done in a ladder match. You're going to have Luchasaurus in Christian's corner. You're going to have Arn Anderson in Wardlow's corner.
Glock in pocket.
But overall, Christian is the guy to win the TNT championship. And this won't hurt Wardlow that much. And personally, he could be a next challenger for the AEW World Championship. I would love for him to go after that championship, but time will tell. Christian Cage becomes the brand new TNT championship.
Jeff, it's one of those things where, again, if this was a traditional TNT championship match on TV, 20-minute time limit, I would just pick Wardlow because Wardlow's got youth, experience, power, and momentum on his side. In a ladder match, I think Chris might have something here where he says it protects Wardlow if he loses, especially if Luchasaurus gets involved and choke slam him off the top of the ladder, maybe. But Jeff, again, what's your thoughts towards this TNT Championship match? Does Wardlow lose it again, and do we just run this back some point during the summer, or does Wardlow finally maybe move forward towards bigger things like maybe the AEW World Championship?
Okay, first let me give you. I'm going to play Stat Boy for a minute, okay? Because I actually was sitting here listening to the James and Chris, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try to figure this out. And yes, we're going to do math, but we're not going to make it extremely difficult like he did. Okay, so there have been 19 title reigns total, including the current one for the TNT Championship, and all of them combined to be 1,116 days.
Right.
On average, that's 58 days per reign. That's a hot potato. And I'm sick and tired of a hot potato like everybody else. So if you took out the three top people, okay, and that would be Darby Allin had 186. He is the one who's held that title the longest. You have Miro, who held it for 140.
Goated.
Wardlow on his first run had it 136. So those are the only three lengthy runs that you've had with this title. And Wardlow's last one that he had was back in July of last year. So you average out the ones other than those, that's 40 days amongst the other 16 title reigns. 40 days. Shitty. Wardlow has to keep this. I think because of the simple fact that, you know, everybody knows this is a hot potato title. You want to change it. This is the opportunity to do it. Yes, you got Luchasaurus who could easily boost Christian up the ladder, but we've seen that how many times? It's going to backfire.
30.
More than enough.
Too many to count.
Right.
Really, to the truth.
I can't count.
But I
can't
count.
But you stop and think that if you've got a title where the average is 40 to 58 days per reign, something's got to change. So I'm going to go with Wardlow to retain this, and hopefully he'll get this reign to last just as long as his last one did.
Probably won't.
If not further out than Darby, because we got a big guy who can easily carry that title for 200 plus days. Easily. I believe it is. I think it is. I think Wardlow is the man to do it. Now, do I see him in a main title shot in the future?
Fuck no.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't see why not. I think Wardlow would be a great competitor to lead the company. They just got to get him there, and he should. On my honest opinion, he should have been there well before now. But you need him to hold this title. So I've got Wardlow to retain.
I hope not.
Zero apparently is the opposite, and the majority are actually going with Wardlow to retain here. It looks like 34 out of the poll here, 15 to go with Christian Cage. So it's not completely one-sided. And again, if you're in a ladder match, it plays to protect Wardlow, and it plays to Christian Cage's advantage, Zero. But also, he just got off a few with Jungle Boy. Would Jungle Boy maybe go back after him? Is that also
cares about Jungle Boy?
Oh, God damn. Zero. Zero just going.
Nah, man.
All right. So basically,
and I don't think so, Kate Rare, because we're gonna talk about Jungle Boy more in the main event. Go ahead, Zero.
Yeah, man.
You're fine.
Fake ass Tarzan looking ass motherfucker. But
oh my God.
Damn.
You know what? He's not Tarzan. He's George of the Jungle. But anyways,
watch out for that tree.
Jack of the Jungle.
Jack of the Jungle. jack off. But anyways, but okay.
Coming
so
to Max. Coming to Max. Summer near you.
yes,
Oy vey.
not in DC because we're gonna shoot that shit up. But anyways, but
Isn't there enough violence in today's nation
Yeah,
when it comes to?
exactly.
no,
All right,
there's not enough.
We're not trying to get political here. But just give a prediction on the
There's
match.
not enough violence.
Yeah, that's why we're
That's
we're reviewing wrestling right now. There's
Yes.
a lot of violence in wrestling. Just,
Yes.
Anyway,
Unfortunately,
Besides that
that's unfortunately a fair point.
Besides that 5-star exploding barbed wire match that happened in 2020. But anyways,
well, the ending.
but anyways, first of all, fuck you, Jeff. You took my statistics shit.
Someone
Well
has to,
played.
I guess.
Well played.
Somebody had to. Somebody had to. But the thing is,
Why is there a horse waggle?
oh man, it's a hornswoggle pick. What the fuck? No man.
Anyway. As you were saying, go ahead.
Anyways,
Let's get the pick out.
all right. So I picked well, I would pick Wardlow, but I kind of have a beef with him because he was the mainstay of the TNT division. Because one, Wardlow is he outgrown the TNT title, bro. Why the fuck you still going for that title, bro? Just go for something else like the World Heavyweight title or the International title. Why you gotta stick to this small ass friggin' boxing size belt, bro? Cause the belt looks weird. Well, the belt looked better than the TV title. That shit was trash. Well, the New Japan TV title, that shit's
well,
that's a whole different tangent.
that belt looked like a cookie. But anyways,
It kind of does.
but Warlow, he had a good reign back in 2022, but I feel like he should have just left that fucking title for dead. It can go for the world title. And Samoa Joe, God rest Samoa Joe, he should have had a longer reign.
I agree. He should have been the king of television. He should be the undisputed king of television right now.
Same with Powerhouse Hobbs. Warlow, you sorry as excuse of a TNT champion. How the fuck you'll win the title and then 3 days later loses the title you just got back?
The shortest reign now in TNT title history.
3 days.
Yes.
You sorry ass champion, bro. But well, for that reign. But I kind of want Warlow to lose the title so Christian could like make it fucking fun again, just to see who could stop the big bad Jurassic Park dinosaur.
Yeah, true.
Like who could go back and take out that dinosaur, then win the title. I want Christian to hold the title for half a year.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of like Jeff said, there's a lot of 100. Well, there's only 3 people who had the title for over 100 days.
Yep.
So why not make it 200, but not with Warlow, because Warlow should go for bigger and
better things. Yeah.
Yes. And
but
one thing I am happy is that Darby Allin's not going to put a title no more. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think he needed to move on from it too.
Yes.
He had 2 rounds with, and again, the first one was the most important after dethroning Cody Rhodes. And honestly, some say that storyline of Cody and Darby finally winning that title was probably the most important in TNT title history.
Yep.
Oh shit! I forgot Scorpio Sky was champion one time.
Yeah.
Warlow won a Face of Revolution ladder match at Revolution last year to beat Scorpio Sky for that title.
Scorpio was champion.
Yeah, he lost it to Wardlow the first time.
He lost it to Sammy and then lost it to Wardlow.
Yeah, he had the purple strap. Yeah, the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
I should like that belt.
That was a really good belt. Yeah,
that was a good.
Did you guys forget about 2 other superstars that was TNT Championship at the time? We had the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and God rest his soul, Brody Lee.
Yeah, Brody Lee.
Those those
Yeah, but
you would not forget.
Both held the title for under 100 days.
They did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
We're
did.
talking about the top three. We're not talking about every champion thereof with the ones that are multiple times, but there
Miro was
is
familiar with
scope
that title.
in talking about Wardlow's first run, as Zero alluded to. It was his longest, and it came at the expense of Scorpio Sky after Wardlow won a ladder match. So again, Wardlow might surprise us.
I was happy for Porlo when he won the belt for the first time, but now I'm just like, get off my fucking TV and go for something better. You're too big for this.
Get out the mid card. If you're on the mid card, I don't want you on my TV.
Get the fuck out my face, bro.
Yeah, you need to
Same with Darby, bro. I kind of have beef with him right now. He's on my TV
now.
He's on my TV. He's on my TV way too much.
Oh, you think he's overexposed?
That's about everybody
has
is,
been
bro,
more of a promo guy lately, which is also a whole different
I think
tangent.
he's such an underrated promo. Can
He
we
is.
say that?
I do agree about that.
But yeah, that was my little.
That's your tangent. That's your rant. The Zero rant of the week.
Nah, man, there's more this week, right?
I'm sure Step Boy would approve. Let's go ahead and move on to our next match. We got 4 matches left. Let's talk about the other side of the women's division with the AEW Women's World Championship. As I'm a hater for life, Jamie Hayter defends the gold against Toni Storm, who, of course, now is a member of the Outcast, Japanese strong style incoming. The difference here is Toni Storm comes in as challenger, not as champion. When Jamie Hayter took the title from her last year, full year, and Toni Storm had nobody in her corner. This time, to Toni Storm's advantage, though, Jamie Hayter might be dealing with an injury, and rumor has it, there very well could be a new AEW Women's World Champion. I keep saying it, though, Forbidden Doors around the corner. I want to see Julia versus Jamie Hayter. I'm just going to say that right now for the record. And Jamie Hayter, in my opinion, has been a very strong, prolific champion when she's able to defend it. Successful defenses against Rico, Emi Sakura, and, of course, Hikaru Shida, who now is back. Love the new gear and theme and stuff like that, too. But this whole idea of the originals versus the Outcasts is still at the epicenter surrounding the AEW Women's World Championship right now, too. And, of course, the Killer, the Pillar, and the Warrior are taking on the Outcasts in various tags and trios actions. And, James, I don't know if your Blood and Guts War Games scenario will be the end game for this, but I don't think it's over, and I don't think it ends here. But, again, Toni Storm's not alone. It took Britt Baker and Rebel to help Jamie Hayter at Full Gear get the championship. So, again, Turbout could be fair play. So, that being said, Jeff, let's start with you on this. Do you see a new AEW Women's World Champion?
Well, I didn't even know she was injured, to tell you the truth. So that kind of like hints me into where I'm going to go with this now. I think personally that we need to rectify the past. And by me saying that, I'm saying that the last time Toni Storm held the women's championship, it was labeled as the interim championship, and they never took the interim away until after she lost the title. So, with that being said, and now knowing Jamie Hayter's injured, I think I put on the form Jamie Hayter. I am going to change it to Toni Storm so that way she can become the AEW Women's Champion. And rightfully so. No interim in this anymore.
Well, credit where credit's due, and I can appreciate that if that happens. And these two are definitely two of the strongest hitters in the AEW Women's Division, although Hayter hits hard. Zero, again, we look at, pro wrestling, we look at Japanese strong style, we look at women's professional wrestling. You know me, I watch Province, I watch Stardom. I've seen a little bit of course, Choco Pro. Jamie Hayter, of course, coming out Pro Wrestling Eve. We've seen how far she's come to becoming AEW Women's Champion. And in my personal opinion, she's been the best champion I've seen since Hikaru Shida. So, Zero, again, with this injury that might be lingering, and I think it's something to do with her shoulder, which could affect, of course, the Haterade, the short-range Rainmaker Lariat. Zero, do you have a new AEW Women's Champion?
Well, I feel like she might do the Cody Rhodes to just win the belt. Well, no, win the match, but retain the belt. The only reason why is because why stop her now? Plus, I kind of damn it, Night of Champions made me but like,
Look, bro,
I
I've been up
agree.
since 8. I've been up since 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're fine, man.
but
Continue.
like, but the thing is that if they give this belt back to Tony, I would be a bit surprised because one, I don't know why would you do that. I guess to make her an official champion,
Yeah.
I
which
guess.
is kind of like okay, but okay. So I picked Jamie to retain the title because why not? That if the match is still going on, because people are saying, "Well, she probably ain't gonna be able to fight."
Oh,
And if that happens, then they better not. I'm sick and tired of this interim shit so much.
you and me both.
Because one, this is not the MMA. We're not in the UFC, land of the fuck ups, and we're not in whatever. Because one, this is professional wrestling. We need our champions. Why the fuck do we need some fake ass champions just to hold the belt until the real champion comes back? Why? And so Jamie hit her for the win, and whoever had that render of Tony Storm needs to be fired. She looks so fucked up with those two buns on her head, bro. That shit looks so goofy. That shit look goofy as
Yeah.
bro. That shit,
I didn't even figure about that. You're kind of
Bro.
right.
She looks like she's got Cinnabons
both
on her
of
head.
them don't want to be here. They want to go home.
Dude.
Buns.
Or they just like, you know what? I don't give a damn about you. Don't give a damn about me. Okay, we're gonna fight for this title. These two women are about attitude, after all.
Yeah, true.
But
Chris, a majority are going with Jamie Hayter to retain here. 34 of the entire pool. 15 are going with Tony Storm. And again, this whole perspective of Outcast versus Originals, Tony Storm's recognition as a true champion. I'm pretty sure that Renee Paquette did say on that Thanksgiving special, Tony Storm would be recognized as an AEW Women's World Champion. It's just that same night, they also recognized Jamie Hayter as AEW Women's World Champion, but she was the one holding the prize. So, proverbially, both are AEW Women's World Champions. It's just right now, Tony Storm didn't have the actual strap, why the name was officially implied. But that being said, and with Forbidden Door again around the corner, last year Forbidden Door was Tony Storm versus Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa won. Tony Storm came in as challenger. Maybe they bring Tony Storm as a champion and she faces somebody from Stardom based on her Stardom history. One of the longest bearers of the world of Stardom, the Red Belt Championship. So, Chris, what's your thoughts towards this?
Well, my thoughts is it's going to be a good match between these two no matter what.
Let them know.
But I know Cassie D18 Studios said that Dr. Britt Baker turns on Jamie Hayter. Personally, I said this. I would love for Jamie versus Britt to happen, but when are they going to pull the trigger on that? They haven't. Now we're seeing the new side of Tony Storm with the Outcasts, with Saraya and Ruby Soho. Correct. I don't know how many more superstars are going to get added to the Outcasts. And this is the thing. Tony Storm, she won the AEW Women's Champion, but it was an interim championship. And personally, I hate when AEW does the whole interim stuff. And now you guys are alluding to me that Jamie Hayter was injured.
That's why she wasn't on Dynamite this past week or in that tag match that was supposed to be a trios match. Yeah.
And now that is questioning me. I feel, we saw Thunder Rosa a couple weeks ago. And she's going to possibly be on the AEW Collision show on starting Saturday, June 17th.
Lord help.
You love to see it, bro.
I do see Thunder Rosa coming back and fighting for the championship that she never lost. But as far as the winner goes, I know you guys said Jamie was injured. As of now, I'm going for another title change. I think this is going to be Tony Storm's time. I think Tony is finally going to become AEW Women's Championship. And this is going to be the summer of Tony. And I personally believe we could see Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa feuding over the summer for this championship. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have Jamie get her back up and running and have her get her triumphant win at All In Wembley in August.
That's a fair shout, actually.
That's actually really good considering, again, I was thinking about Jamie Hayter retains. They literally might be building their way towards Jamie Hayter versus Saraya at All In. Because, again, they are both British born. So I do like that sub-tangent there, Chris. But, again, we don't know the extent of the injury, James, and why the biggest money match in the entire women's division is Killer versus Pillar. Everybody eventually wants to see Dr. Baker, DMD versus Jamie Hayter. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on that yet. It just feels like it's too soon. Why Jamie Hayter and Britt both welcome the idea. Britt wants Jamie to run with this and see how far she can go. And right now they just share a common bond to move the AEW women's division forward as much as they can. And I would say arguably since All Out last year, when Toni Storm was unfortunately declared interim, won in that 4-way, and then Jamie Hayter won a full year, I've only seen upside to the women's division and the presentation of the AEW Women's Championship. I would hate for it to once again be tarnished with an injury called as an audible during an actual match, especially what happened at Resurgence. But that being said, James, what's your thoughts towards this match?
Oh boy, I'm gonna lose the prediction because of a fucking injury and either the seriousness or not seriousness of this, aren't I?
Yes, there is, Papa. You're gonna lose that shit, you loser.
Fuck. All right.
Trash.
Thanks, Zero.
Garbage.
Yeah, I know. I'm the trash man.
You're a fucking loser.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so as of right now, when I filled out the form, I picked Jamie Hayter because I thought the injury they did was a kayfabe thing. I didn't realize that she was actually going into this hurt.
She's not Cody Rhodes. Remember that.
Yeah, I was about to say
something lingering. Keep in mind how many people do still compete with something lingering. Again, we don't know the extent.
Cody Rhodes.
Well, that's a whole different level. That's a whole different level.
Yeah, I mean,
there's been many people that have.
Perk Angle.
Well, that's all.
All right, fuck it. I'm changing it. I'll go with Toni Storm. I don't know now. I'm going with it because now I genuinely have no idea.
The best thing that could happen in this case, because it's such a rarity in AEW, so when it bugged me, just do a DQ and just brawl it out with the Outcasts and the Originals and drag this thing out further because I just don't see Jamie Hayter losing this championship. I mean, it hasn't even been a year. Maybe it's been about half a year, but I just don't see Jamie Hayter losing this championship. I don't.
Like if I refresh now, my pick stays the same, but I don't know now.
Well, I mean, again, you got time tomorrow, and who knows? Maybe Renee Paquette, Tony Khan, or somebody.
As of right now, I'm changing it to Toni Storm, but it very well could be changed by the next day or so.
Yeah, like I said, all picks are finalized 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. So again, because nothing's been put out, we don't know the extent of this say injury. But again, having an attack on the shoulder. So whether or not that's the actual part or something near it, it does draw that question. Can the Haterade be delivered strong enough to drop Toni Storm for the win? Because that's how Jamie Hayter's been winning. So again, we'll have to wait and see. All right. Well, we're getting
I have an idea.
Go.
Oh, I just thought about this.
Ding.
Toni Storm, if they do Toni Storm wins tomorrow, and we don't know the extent of Jamie Hayter. If they want her to come back for All In and have her triumphant return, triumphant win, they do that. Or another idea is, what if Saraya gets jealous that Tony Storm is champion and you break up the Outcast and you do Tony Storm versus Saraya for the AEW Women's Championship in Wembley Stadium in London, and that is how Saraya wins her first AEW Women's Championship in August.
Then they'd be doing the hot potato with the women's title.
Yeah, that you'd be happy the title. But as far as storytelling goes, it was Tony Storm and Saraya that first came together as the Outcast. Ruby Soho being a company. Maybe you force Ruby Soho to pick a side. You almost be running back the Undisputed Era breakup in Black and Gold NXT though, Chris. And again, I'm not sure if that could work under these short terms, considering the summer is just 3 months. It's something to consider that they might do, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I just want to see Jamie Hayter defend the title at All In because she deserves that, or somehow have the championship. So again, we'll have to wait and see. If nothing else, there's definitely possibilities for this title, but I personally do hope it's Jamie Hayter retaining. All right. Well, as we move on from there, we got 3 matches left, and we're about to get very insane, or should I say extreme, James. Because I can only imagine what your reaction was when this guy showed up, and now it's the special guest enforcer fiction match between Chris Jericho and Adam Cole, baby. And this all stems to the fact that Adam Cole was forced to watch his DMD get beaten by a kendo stick by Saraya, courtesy of the Jericho Appreciation Society, because he was handcuffed to the bottom rope in the middle of the ring. But we saw Adam Cole get a little bit of revenge, taking advantage of a legal agreement, finding a loophole. Brilliant. Standing outside the arena, and Roderick Strong, Lord Jericho out there. And next thing you know, Chris Jericho, he was planted, embarrassed, and pinned in the middle of a pit garden outside that stadium by Roderick Strong. So Jericho called out Adam Cole, called him a coward. And now we have an unsanctioned match where they signed a no holds harmless agreement, so anything goes. If you think Sabu is going to enforce anything that's actually safe, you apparently never watched ECW. James, your thoughts on this?
So it's Cole either way. Cole's winning. The fact that they brought out Sabu as part of Adam Cole's corner for some reason, even though he's the enforcer, I Zero put a meme in my FTW server where it's Sabu replacing Bobby Fish as part of the Undisputed Era. That was funny. Where's the lie? They might as fucking well. I thought, by the way, unpopular opinion, I thought Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly were the better team anyway. Just saying. Just saying. I thought they had better chemistry. And the other two have been teaming for way longer, which is ironic. When I gave... Oh, sorry. So, yeah, so...
Why he hates that theme, by the way, folks.
I hate that theme so bad. It's so awful.
Wait,
but,
which theme?
Red Dragon's theme.
What I gave.
Dude, it's mixed like
Dance Away?
garbage.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Dance Away.
Yeah, it's mixed like garbage, dude. I could have done a better
not
job.
that bad.
Well, I could have done a better job on Audacity 2.0.2, specifically that version of the program, and had a better mix. Anyway. I digress. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Cole's going to win. My question is, if it closes out the show, is that when Cult of Personality is going to hit and he helps Cole win the match? Starting the feud
here we go.
between Punk and Jericho. Reigniting the feud, because that was going to be the first feud rumored back for Punk.
Right.
Is that the catalyst for this? Does Punk align himself with Roddy and Cole and soon Kyle? Also, just to stick at the Bobby Fish, because fuck him. But
and that's undisputed, James.
Neat that motherfucker is.
I agree. You were saying, sorry, your question again? No,
that's undisputed, James.
That is undisputed. Yeah, I think either way, I think Cole's gonna win, whether it's cleanly or with the help of Sabu or with the help of Punk. and Sabu and Roddy and whatever the fuck, somehow, some way, they gonna win. And that's that really.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think at the end of this, I think it's going to be that. I think they're gonna go with Cole winning. I just don't know how they're gonna go about it. Really, that's the most unpredictable part of it all.
I think that's a fair tangent. It's one of those storylines as old as the wrestling industry itself, Zero. When somebody's woman basically, is put in harm's way, the man does what he needs to in the name of redemption to make sure that you stay out of our way and you also respect her next time. And Chris Jericho doesn't necessarily need to win. At this point, he's got such a creative, comfortable capacity and spot in the AEW ecosystem. He's there to put talent forward and move them. But Adam Cole doesn't need to be put over. Adam Cole is one of the best professional wrestlers of the last 16 years. Definitely one of the most passionate and dedicated. If nothing else, I see Chris Jericho just being a catapult towards this babyface run for Adam Cole. And maybe CM Punk doesn't get involved, Zero, but maybe Adam Cole sets his sights towards the AEW World Championship. But do you see maybe some capacity where Chris Jericho comes out with the win, or do you agree with your cohort James here?
Jericho's gonna get geeked the fuck out, bro. I swear. So
that's one way of putting it.
Piss me off is about to get geeked the fuck out. Same with Bobby Fish. How the fuck you fuck up your whole AEW career by just what a fucking geek. But
I have no idea.
God damn it, Bobby. You had one job, you stupid fucking idiot. But anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
I wonder if Chris Jericho's going to feel that way about the Jericho Appreciation Society based on if their involvement doesn't allow him to get the win.
His pack of fucking goons?
Yeah.
They ain't, bro. They are not, bro. They are, well, goons is kind of nice. A bunch of fucking geeks and losers. I swear to God. But anyways, well, besides Matt Menard, that's a king right there. But
you're just waiting for Matt Menard to break out and just go singles, right?
No, I want 2.0 to like break out and just be 2.0.
Fair enough.
Just be a complete goofballs. I love him. But I don't see Jericho. I don't see him winning this match because one, what do you got to win? What do you got to win?
Yeah.
And two, Adam Cole is, goated. So it makes sense because not only he get his revenge for his, girl, fucking simp, and like he might go for the title. Maybe not. Probably not because Adam Cole got a few more shits he has to deal with. Young Bucks because he betrayed them for Kyle O'Reilly and his geeking ass doofus fucking Red Dragon dance away fucking ass partner. Well,
I mean they have Roddy in there, so
yeah, the better fucking one of the better partners for Kyle O'Reilly because Bobby Fish is definitely not helping at all because he is made out of sugar glass and fucking tape.
He is very injury prone, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
glass and tape.
Wow.
So Adam Cole wins for the baby, and Jericho is going to get fucking Sabu'd because who doesn't like a good Sabu just looking dead at you, just
Arabian face crusher, baby.
Yes.
Just to throw the chair right at his face.
I have a prediction during the match.
Go ahead.
Adam Cole is going to do. Adam Cole is probably going to do a Sabu spot.
Oh.
Ooh.
An homage.
He'll
probably do the step up through the table.
Or that, or maybe the
or Jericho,
or the Arabian. Yeah, true. Or the Arabian face crusher, or just him just chugging the chair at the poor fuck's head.
I think the chair chuck's the most realistic thing to happen here for because
I think Cole could do it, but
let's do it.
I wouldn't risk it. He just came back from injury, and it's better if Jericho does it to mock him, and then you can
plus Cole has built Plus, Cole is built like a stick figure, so of course it's gonna get easily broken.
Hey, leave him alone, man.
Hey,
God damn.
man, I love Cole, bro. Cole is cool, but
I'm just glad he
goddamn,
came back from that concussion because sometimes a concussion is an end game for somebody in more ways than one.
motherfucker.
Well, keep in mind,
Christian Wall.
he was dealing with an arm injury before the Fatal 4-Way match at Forbidden Door too. So
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
also
so,
2 concussions in the span of less than a month.
can you imagine? About to be Christian Wall, but anyways,
yeah, please let's not have that happen.
Let's not go there.
But yeah, that's my prediction of the match: Jericho or Cole doing a taboo spot, and maybe Cole could also do something that he did in NXT when he was down there, when he either faced Malachi Black or Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
You're thinking he's gonna do the chair bridge spot and take a backbreaker on it or something?
Either that or something else, but I don't know.
I hope they avoid that chair bridge spot because that's enough to break a man's back. How Adam Cole was able to even get himself up during that match with Aleister Black after
That's
that.
beyond me still. Yeah.
Because
Why?
Because
why? That's it?
Yeah.
There's no reason. You just because you can't tease me like that, bro.
James.
Because
this is the wrestling industry. Not everything needs rhyme or reason.
In his soul.
Something. Adam Cole.
And non-copyright. Non-copyright. Damn it. Non-copyright. All right. Chris, the majority are also going with Adam Cole here. 41 of the 49, 8 people did pick Chris Jericho. I don't know about you, but I think the Jericho Appreciation Society has ran its course. And why I like the idea of 2.0, once again going solo as their own duo, is one of those things where I'm like, how much further do you take this Jericho Appreciation Society gimmick to the point Chris Jericho realizes it's not working? You appreciate me, but you're not paying dividends for me. With Collision around the corner, could this maybe be, one of those breaking points for the Jericho Appreciation Society if Chris Jericho loses? Because they're going to get involved.
Yeah.
Well, this is the match I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. Right. And personally, we're gonna get shenanigans from the JAS, Roderick Strong, and Sabu. When I saw Sabu on my TV screen on Wednesday when we were doing the NXT Battlegrounds prediction video, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen Sabu in God knows how long. And personally, this match alone, there's a connection with Sabu and Chris Jericho back in the ECW days.
They've been in the ring.
One and only match on ECW television.
Crazy.
And personally, we're going to see Roddy Strong get involved. I would love for Kyle O'Reilly to return tomorrow in this match.
No idea what his injury extent is, though.
But overall, there's big things coming for Adam Cole this summer. And I'm going to be all in for Adam Cole. Personally, I would love for Adam Cole to be the one to win the AEW World Championship by the end of this year. I hope that does happen. And that is why I see where this could go, because this is an unsanctioned match. I actually see Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, get involved and get a candlestick and hit Chris Jericho upside the darn head.
That'd just be poetic justice.
That's gonna happen, and that is why I'm going for Adam Cole, baby. And guess what? That was story time with Christopher Rotz, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Not bad, except you said the tagline at the end of the story, not the beginning.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah, well, he did say it at the end, so that's it.
Adam Cole doesn't do that. Anyway,
I will say,
go ahead,
who's here at the story time with Mal? Nobody.
Can I say, like, why? While I appreciate the feud that they're doing with these guys, why is Adam Cole's first match an unsanctioned lights out match?
Because
Isn't that a bit risky if he's coming
no,
back
it's
from a
not.
concussion?
It's not risky. Just
I
because
think
he
it
might
is.
have a concussion again doesn't mean it's a risky match. Okay.
Well,
You gotta
I think it
understand.
does. I think it does.
Look, man. Look, health is not important when it comes down
What?
to wrestling. Okay.
Yes, it is. But,
No, it's
but it
not.
is. Yes, it is.
Well, nah.
It is.
Tell that to Cody. Okay.
Hey, tell that to Adam Cole from 2022. Okay, it is important, and he needs to be healthy.
All right.
Tell
all
that
right.
to Kyle O'Reilly when he's.
Well, hey,
fucked up.
listen, that's a different story. But yes,
Everybody has a different story, but at the end of the day, injuries are literally touch and go and can happen in a split second, no matter the match stipulation. That being said, Jeff, hey, we got Sabu. Maybe Chris Jericho tries to outsmart Adam Cole. Brings another ECW legend, one that Sabu feuded with. Who's to say we don't get somebody like the Sandman or something, or Glacier, or Miss Extreme herself, Francine. I don't freaking know. There might be other cameos that show up in this match. Maybe they'll get Raven.
Can you imagine Adam Cole doing the fucking Sabu Rey Mysterio spot?
Yeah, Tiger Fink. But
that fucking DDT through the table that was near the fucking, that shit would be fucking crazy to see Adam Cole.
I'm expecting Chris Jericho and Adam Cole to pull out as much madness as possible before we talk about the most ridiculous match of the night. But Jeff, you close this one out. What's your thoughts to this unsanctioned bout with Sabu as the special guest enforcer of Extreme?
Well, first off, I was just on the phone with Daddy Magic. Zero, you just made his nipples hurt.
God.
Hell
you
yeah.
want a taste? You want a taste?
That is not
Let's do it.
entertainment.
Let's do it.
Sports entertainers.
It's more entertaining than Sammy making out with. Never mind. Anyway,
Oh my God.
I gotta go with Adam Cole on this. With him being out and him coming back, I really don't see him losing. And it makes sense for him to win this match because of the simple fact of what happened to Britt, because of what he had to do. Even though JS says you just sat there and you watched it happen, you did nothing about it. Da 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 da. You kind of can't go anywhere when you're handcuffed to the freaking rope. But you know,
Right.
I digress. But I will say that I do agree. I do see Britt Baker playing a part in this with a kendo stick. I do see Roderick Strong taking a part in this. And I you know, if the cards played right, I could seriously see Kyle O'Reilly coming back for this at this particular moment. What better time to come back? But the problem is we don't know when he's able to return. So hopefully he's given the okay to even just show up, you know, because that would be really cool to see Kyle O'Reilly back on AEW TV after this. He's been gone for almost a year, if not longer. I see Sabu obviously being very unbiased to Adam Cole.
Okay.
Everything is in the favor of Adam Cole. I mean, you can't. I don't see how Jericho could win this. Yes, they would have the numbers advantage, JAS over all the others. I can totally get that, but in the long run, the advantage goes to Cole. Cole's got this in the bag, baby.
Yeah, it just feels like one of those results that needs to happen for both men to move forward in whatever direction. We know that Chris Jericho probably going to be involved in some capacity on Collision, and that's less than a month away. Adam Cole, at this point, he might just be re-participating in the Owen. And let's just keep this in mind, slight sub-tangent. Apparently, the opening ceremonies for the Owen is supposed to happen at Double or Nothing, meaning if nothing else, we are supposed to probably get our brackets. Adam Cole and Tiebreaker DMD were the inaugural winners of the Owen, and will defend that right once again, no doubt in my mind. So for Adam Cole to go with some momentum for that also makes sense to me too. That's why I also picked Adam Cole. Beyond the fact that it just seems he needs to get the redemption for his baby.
Right. I got a question with what you just said. So Adam Cole would face the winner of the tournament for that belt.
I don't think they face for the belt. I think the belt more so is just a symbol. I think it's just more so who would be, holding the trophy. Because I think the belt's just for a winner each year. And again, we have no idea.
I think personally that would be great because you had Adam Cole the winner, and whoever else wins it, it would kind of be like a match where you would crown a new champion. So Adam Cole would technically be handing over the belt. I think that personally, I would like to see Adam Cole face the winner of this year and have that belt on the line.
Well,
I think that would be really cool.
They are going to be in Owen Hart's hometown come the finale. So, I mean, it's not a bad idea. So maybe they'll go that approach. But again, I don't know. Either way, he's the guy to look out for in any capacity of the Owen tournament. And to keep that prestige, I think he also needs to win here, despite the fact it's not a wrestling match, it's an unsanctioned bout. So yeah,
I heard that I know you guys said about Owen Hart's hometown. Yeah. Well, that's not going to be televised because that is actually going to be at an AEW house rule. And they're doing the finals at a house rule show.
I gotta imagine they have to show that in some special capacity because that's the finals. Why would you not show that in some capacity or market that? People would buy into that. I really think they would.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But I will say, where you're coming from, you mentioned Calgary. I just want to take a quick moment. My thoughts, prayers to everybody in Calgary with the wildfires up there.
Yeah.
And that also brings up a question. When AEW goes to Calgary next month for Collision, how's that going to work? Are they going to have to cancel it because of this? I mean, that's a possibility.
I
think the fire's out now in Calgary. I think the fire got put out.
It's about 20% contained.
I mean, if nothing else, maybe they'll have it controlled by then. It's like California that always has like dry fires. It is ridiculous, but sometimes
California's a country right now, but they're just on their own little bullshit right now.
Well,
I just wondered about that. When Collision was announced on their dates, I'm like, oh, they're going to Calgary. They've got wildfires burning all over the place up there. So I was just wondering how they were going to be able to pull out the show.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if AEW Live Events on the Twitter gives you an official announcement a couple of weeks beforehand or official statement. Otherwise, I would think they would try and do everything in their power to control that situation, not just for AEW's coming, but the residents there and anything else they have via the tourism board. So again, time will tell. But speaking of fire, I hope there's none involved in this, Jeff, as you kick this one off. But something tells me what we saw last year is going to look friendly versus what might happen next year with these 10 men. Are you ready to go to war? It's anarchy in the arena once again. Or excuse me, 8. And this time, it's the Elite versus the Blackpool Combat Club. Hangman Page and the Young Bucks and Kenny by God Omega versus John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson, and Wheeler Yuta, Young Boy. So, again, as we know, this war pretty much stems since Revolution. Who truly is the Elite? I mean, after Bryan Danielson went 6-3 minutes with MJF and lost out on the AEW Championship, he came back on behalf of his brothers after Kenny Omega successfully defended the IWGP United States Championship against Jeff Cobb, and it looked like Kenny Omega had renewed singles focus. And then the Blackpool Combat Club came into play and obliterated them, and then Hangman Page got screwdrivered in the face. One-Eyed Man can still see fine and deliver a mean buckshot lariat. They came back, and the band is back together once again after a period of time. Konosuke Takeshita looked like he was going to be in that spot, and then they screwdrivered him after he made his choice. In Bryan Danielson's words, this is a match of professionals versus amateurs. And John Moxley literally said, everything we've done up to this point, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you're squeamish, too bad, so sad. But again, there are so many factors to this. First off, Kenny Omega's defending the IWGP United States Championship at Forbidden Door. Where's his thinking on that? Secondly, Don Callis just betrayed him when he faced John Moxley in the steel cage match at Detroit. Where's Kenny Omega's mind in that? The Blackpool Combat Club and others were involved last year in Anarchy in the Arena. They lost, but they won the end game, which was blood and guts. Will Konosuke Takeshita align himself now with the Blackpool Combat Club because John Moxley has bled with him now? Will the Golden Star return, or do we get the Golden Elite reunion ahead of Forbidden Door? Is Wheeler Yuta the weakest link, or is it Brian Danielson
Yes.
since the 8th of fall last year? And what is truly the condition of the Elite overall from a physical standpoint, considering Blackpool Combat Club has literally attacked them every week thereof? The only thing that the Elite did recently was cost the Blackpool Combat Club the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. And Jeff, as you know, Anarchy Arena involves anything, could go anywhere, and anybody could literally try and do anything. I mean, Eddie Kingston tried to burn a man alive. Jesus Christ. So, Jeff, again, Anarchy in the Arena, this might be the most unpredictable match to call. What are your thoughts on who comes out on top?
I will agree with you. I think this, out of the whole card, this is probably the toughest one to predict. It literally could go either way. You know, it doesn't matter which way you stop and think about it and try to get all the facts on the table. You could have your arguments for it to go this way, and you can definitely have your arguments for it to go that way.
Yep.
My personal belief is when Hangman Adam Page came out to help the Elite and then sided with the Elite, that to me was all the advantage they needed. I think that Yuta is going to be the fall man, and because being the weakest link, I could easily see that. I don't see Moxley being the fall man. Sure as hell don't see Claudio being the fall man, and I don't see Brian Danielson being the fall man either. It's got to be Yuta, and it's not going to make them weak, because as a unit, they're all like, I mean, whether win or lose, they're still a very strong faction. But the Elite got stronger with Adam Page joining the Crown. And I know he's friends with Bucks. I know he's got his issues with Omega, but he's doing the right thing and putting them aside. And that to me shows character. That to me shows that, you know, he is willing to go to battle with these guys. And put everything out the window and focus on the now. Great move. I think the best fourth man that they could get. It's definitely hands down Hangman Adam Page. Now, is this going to be a full-time thing? I don't know. It could be just a one-time thing because of all the connections that Page has with Blackpool Combat Club, the feuds, the issues that he's had with them. I can understand him siding with them completely, 110%. With that being said, the advantage, as I said, goes to the Elite. I see the Elite picking up the victory in this, but it's not going to be an easy win. I mean, it's Anarchy in the Arena. It's never an easy win, but this is going to be like probably the most toughest, the most important win for the Elite, because this win here could definitely shoot them off into stardom as a group. I think, I mean, not that they aren't there already, but this puts them through the atmosphere. And I think that this is the start of not necessarily, well, I guess you could say a new chapter, but I think honestly, chapters are so passe. I think this is a new book. This is another part to this story of them getting back together. Something that's needed to be done for quite a while. And Paige is the last piece of that puzzle that was missing in order for this new book to be written. I see nothing but the stars for these guys right now. I mean, Paige is what they needed, and I see the Elite coming out on top.
All right, then. Wow. Well, I mean, Zero, him and Adam Page was involved last year in the main event, Double or Nothing, defending what he believed AEW is all about. He lost out in the main event. Him and Adam Page came back, joined his band of brothers, said they are the heart and soul, the lifeblood of AEW. But Kenny Omega is still unaware of what happened at AEW Full Gear when it came to where he, the Bucks, all stood together, while him and Adam Page was the outsider. And I do wonder if Bryan Danielson might manipulate that somehow, and if that psychological warfare come into play. We already know the physical toll that all 8 of these men are going to endure, let alone unleash on each other. It's going to be hell in Las Vegas in the T-Mobile Arena. But Zero, where do you stand on this 8-man melee and anarchy in the arena?
This is about to be a live league match, bro. This is about to be live league, or if you know Reddit, iBletch. This is about to be a fucked up contest, yo. And and yeah, trust me, I see some shit, but this
me and James saw quite a bit last night, but continue.
Hey man, I seen some about. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. But like, this is about to be a live league match. It's gonna be blood. It's gonna be fucking guts. It's gonna be like completely chaos. Adam Page gonna probably be bringing back his horsey and just just drag somebody by the neck with the knees. It might be some freaking barbed wire, some glass, some shards, some fucking staples. If you know TNA, there might be some fucking barbed wire or some bullshit. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a homage to the very first Full Gear main event with the barbed wire trampoline.
Oh God!
Yes, that is my favorite lights out match of all fucking time. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Or we get a sneaky barbed wire bat that goes kaboom, just to pay homage to that exploding barbed wire match. But one thing I would say is this will be a fucking night. This is going to be to not safe for work. This is going to be not safe for life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So who's going to win? Who's going to win this match? Nobody.
No contest. All 8 men like dead.
Oh no.
Nobody. Nobody's going to win besides the fans, because the fans is going to be like, God damn, these motherfuckers dead. Or we finally get the shit that Eddie Kingston was going to do and light that motherfucker on fire.
Ooh. Wait, no, that would have been the Jericho Appreciation Society. That's unsafe.
I don't think Blackpool Combat Club actually wants to burn any man alive.
I mean, they would take a man's eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true.
Then what they're gonna do? Take your tongue out, slit your throat. Figured like,
don't give them ideas. Don't give Blackpool Combat Club ideas.
Let's not turn this to an XPW experience.
Nah, this ain't gonna be XPW. This is gonna be a fucking IWA Deep South.
Oh no!
That's
if
even
you
worse.
know, you know.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, so this is gonna be a crazy ass match. They're gonna go all over the arena. Somebody is probably gonna get hit by a car. Some fans can be trampled.
They're gonna cheer. They're gonna record on their phones. They're gonna be like, "World Star, World Star."
Well, oh my God, this is going on Reddit, fool. This is going on TikTok right now, man.
Your sorry ass gonna be on YouTube.
This is gonna take over the internet in all the worst ways possible.
I swear, somebody in this match is gonna be on a T-shirt, man.
Yeah. Okay. So besides,
the winner of the match is the one who calls Cactus Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not do that.
But real quick, Zero. Besides nobody winning, who's actually gonna win?
If anybody just drags an arm over another unconscious corpse.
Part of me want to say the Elite, but for some reason I feel like Blackpool is going to sneak this win.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, you could say the Elite that is a safe pick. But if you think about the story, and I've seen the latest being the Elite, Kenny does know what happened now. And the way they played it off is kind of weird. There was like being all sarcastic and all that, but I think it's gonna be more than just that. I think either Don Kyle's gonna play a role, or maybe there's gonna be some hesitance by the Elite, and that hesitation is gonna kind of cost them.
I mean, people have ruled out so many different ways. There's so many factors that can ruin this. I've heard Will Ospreay. I've heard Don Callis. I've heard CM Punk. I've heard Konosuke Takeshita. I haven't heard anything non-human wise playing a factor in this. But Chris, the majority are actually going with the Elite. 33 of the poll, it looks like so far, 66%. 33% believe Blackpool Combat Club is going to be victorious in Anarchy in the Arena. But again, is Anarchy in the Arena the end game with these two factions? Or are they going to elevate even further with Blood and Guts, knowing that Blackpool Combat Club, if they don't get Kanosuke Takeshita, they have Shota Umino in their corner. Kota Ibushi could be the opposition, if not Kanosuke on the opposite side. And I still have to figure about Dominion and Forbidden Door after this and wonder if that plays in the storyline. But Chris, where do you stand?
Well, this is going to be, I'm just going to tell you this. John Mox is going to be bleeding. We already know.
Yeah.
We already know that's going to happen.
That's the 110% assured thing to happen at this pay-per-view.
This man bled if you do a freaking like a snap mirror. This man will bleed by a freaking belly-to-belly suplex, bro.
Mirror blade job.
At least with the belly-to-belly suplex, he might land on his face and scrape it.
No, man, he's gonna land on his ass cheeks.
He's gonna bleed from the ass.
Yes, he will literally bleed if you do a body slam. I swear to God, bro.
I mean, to be fair, he's probably not wrong. Or Broken Glass is just on the outside of the ring conveniently. Anyway, Chris, continue.
Yeah.
But overall, this is going to be a hard-hitting match. Anarchy in the Arena. This could be staying in the arena. It could go out of the arena. It could go into the stands. It could go outside. It could go to a swimming pool. It could go whatever.
Go into a casino. Go into the Las Vegas desert.
Go to your mom's house.
We ain't going that far. We ain't going that far.
Right.
Going outside to the desert, bro. Take that shit like it's Rumble Roses XX.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way,
be a third game.
By the way, John Moxley doesn't live in Las Vegas anymore, Chris. So I don't think they're gonna go to the mom's house. But continue.
But this is actually one of the toughest matches to predict. Because it could go either way. I know Don Callis, he turned his back on Kenny Omega, and
more up here.
And personally, I was shocked that night when he turned. I did not know what was happening, and I just had the biggest shock on my face.
I did not see that coming.
And personally, overall, yeah, Hangman is the missing piece of the Elite. And we got who started AEW, the Elite versus the newcomers and that is the Blackpool Combat Club.
Despite John Moxley being there day one, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I'm going to tell you, I feel I'm going to win this or I'm going to lose this match either way. But I have confidence in myself no matter what. But I personally believe if it makes sense, I think as of right now, I think the Elite beats Blackpool Combat Club.
Okay, so we have two Elites and we have a Blackpool Combat Club. James, thoughts about the EVP status quo of two particular individuals, maybe three aside? What do you see going down Sunday night in Anarchy in the Arena?
Well, personally, for me, I'm just gonna say that I think Blackpool Combat Club's gonna take it. I think somehow this is gonna lead because they always do this, right? Anarchy in the Arena leads into Blood and Guts. That was the case last year.
It was the first time, but yes, even though it was the second Blood and Guts, it was the first approach towards that match.
Yeah, and the year prior, Stadium Stampede led into Blood and Guts the year before that. Or
Correct.
It might have been vice versa, now that I think about it. But either way, I know for a fact that they are, going to be doing this. One leads into the other usually. So I think Blackpool Combat Club is going to get the win here, considering they lost last year. I think they're going to get the win here somehow by hook or by crook. I think they're going to sneak out the win, just like Zero said. I think it's an easy dub for the Blackpool Combat Club.
I don't think you can say anything easy when you're dealing with anarchy, but that's a whole different subtangent.
That's fair.
I do
All
have
right.
one question for you guys, but real quick. Out of the 8 competitors, I just want to get your opinions. How many do you think are going to bleed? I'm going to guess 4.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I was about to say, how many do you think you're going to bleed? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Let's see here. 1, 3, 5. I'll go
All
with
8.
everybody. Every
single person.
Yeah. John Moxley will be the one to bleed first.
And maybe Claudio will be. Maybe Claudio won't bleed just because he wants to keep that Mr. Clean look. You know.
Right?
Damn it, James! You freaking idiots! Oh, good lord! All right. Well, either way, this is going to be a hell of a time for everybody in attendance and for us to call live. Okay. Well, I hope everybody's enjoyed the conversation so far.
Who did you pick, Noah?
I picked Blackpool Combat Club. At the end of the day, I feel they're going to keep pushing this out further, and I think it's going to deal with something either with Heyman, only seeing out one eye, or Kenny Omega, once again, being beaten up here. Now, whether or not it's by Don Callis or somebody else, Kenny Omega is the most vulnerable to mental warfare in this entire picture. Because in my opinion, it's not going to come down to something physical. It's going to come down to something mental.
He doesn't have it here.
Exactly.
He's brain dead.
The Invisible Hand has a plan. The devil in plain sight, but you didn't realize he was there. Anyway, guys. There you go. Anyway, guys, had a lot of fun, a lot of talk. Again, folks, get those opinions in. Predictions links form in the description down below. But it's time for the main event. And in my opinion, AEW, you best bring it, you best sell it, you best present it. And these 4, you best justify it. Because it's the first time ever in AEW history, pay-per-view history particularly, we are being main evented by 4 homegrown AEW talents. There is no John Moxley. There is no Kenny Omega. There is no Chris Jericho. There is no Matt Hardy. There is no CM Punk, at least on paper. It is these 4 men defining the importance, the prestige of not only the brand, but the Triple B and the AEW World Championship. As Maxwell Jacob Freeman defends against all 3 of these men at once, who he has beaten each individual times. Jungle Boy Jack Perry lost to him in a roll-up encounter at Double or Nothing 2020. Darby Allin lost to MJF with a headlock takeover back at Full Gear 2021, I believe.
Yes.
Again, I always get years confused. And of course, Sammy Guevara, he lost ahead of the Pinnacle taking on the Inner Circle, as they were known at the time, ahead of their Double or Nothing stand to beat on an episode of AEW Dynamite. All 4 of these men, though, have achieved what many thought was impossible from people that were unknown. Jungle Boy Jack Perry, of course, previous tag team champion. Darby Allin, previous TNT champion. Sammy Guevara, previous TNT champion. But MJF has outshined and surpassed them all as our current AEW World Champion. And I still believe to this day that we don't know fully the capabilities of MJF. The thing about this that surprised me is the fact they did go the route of all 4 at once, because I was wondering which of the players would MJF have a one-on-one program with. And based on the subtle promo engagements, I think the most storytelling you could get out of these pillars is Jungle Boy Jack Perry and MJF running it back. But that's not the case. The bigger question here with this match, as I say, it's not about the result, it's about the story. Because I'm pretty sure it's global unanimous, not just here, but probably in the chat too, that MJF is retaining. So now you come to the question, which pillar eats the fall and goes down a peg in the AEW ecosystem? Darby Allin's climbing Mount Everest next year. Sammy Guevara, brash, arrogant. He's got a spot aside Chris Jericho. Maybe he's trying to finally get out of that. And then you have Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and they're going to San Diego shortly after this. And I don't think Jungle Boy Jack Perry will be done with MJF. That being said, Chris, you wanted to lead this off, so give your thoughts on the way this match progresses to MJF leading with the championship, and maybe you see something surprising you post-match, like does somebody show up?
Well, I'm gonna say right now, MJF's retaining.
And 94%, by the way, agree with you.
Here's why I'm going for MJF.
Go for it.
He's been talking about the bidding war of 2024 all the time. Where is his money going to go? Is he going to stay in AEW and stay with Tony Khan? Or is he going to take his, you know what, and leave AEW and go with Triple H in WWE? I don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll possibly talk more maybe at closer to the end of the year what we're thinking. But MJF's retaining, who I see being the fall guy. I think the fall guy is going to be Sammy Guevara. I do believe it's going to be him. I don't see Jack Perry. I don't see Darby. I actually see Sammy Guevara because those two teamed up with each other, and personally, I think it makes sense that MJF pins Sammy Guevara. Now, what happens post-match? What happens at the end of Double or Nothing? This is where my final surprise comes into play. I know I said it to you guys, and I alluded to this earlier about Adam Cole being the next one up to face MJF. I see that happening down the road. But this screams a surprise at the end. I do believe, and there's a show coming up on Saturday, June 17th. Yeah.
From Chicago, Illinois, in the United Center.
Yeah. Where I'm going with this is that the place he shows up at is at AEW Collision. It's likely, but I would like it to be tomorrow night. I do believe that if you want to end the night with a bang and let the wrestling community and let the internet explode, then tomorrow night is the night. I do believe tomorrow night you end Double or Nothing with a confrontation with MJF, and CM Punk returns tomorrow night at the end of Double or Nothing, staring down MJF.
That's a very fair attention there. James, believe it or not, not everybody unanimously in the poll. Maybe they just wrong click. 46 out of the poll here. 94% picked MJF. One person actually picked Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Two people picked Sammy Guevara.
Fuck him.
Nobody picked Darby Allin. James, your thoughts on this? James, your thoughts on this four-way picture and Chris's post-match maybe observation. Is that maybe what could come to fruition?
Again, there's a lot of things that could happen. Again, it depends on if they're going to go with this match main eventing or if they're going to go with the unsanctioned match main eventing. That's still the question.
I heard that the main event is the AEW World Championship match.
It should be,
it should be because it's the title of your company.
But we know how they do this. Remember, they said the main event is going to be the scheduled match, but the unsanctioned lights out match has always been a show closer, just not a part of the night's festivities. So,
I mean, they call it unsanctioned, though. They don't call it lights out. So, again...
Yeah, probably. Again, it would probably be in the middle of the show. So, maybe he makes an appearance in both. Either way, Max retains, and I could absolutely see Punk ruining his moment in the sun there. Could see it happen. But I'm not going to hold my breath. I feel like they're going to be doing something different. Again, I still think they're going to do him versus Jericho before they even do him versus Max again. I think he's going to, if anything, he's going to get involved with Cole and Roddy. Mainly, especially with Roddy. Again, these are guys he's been with for ages. like he's had respect for ages. So that's like the people that I could see him actually aligning that could be friends with him still, because Cole's talked nothing but positively about Punk even after he's been gone. So, but yeah, either way, results the same. We know MJF is retaining. We just don't know how yet. But yeah, I think it's a slam dunk MJF retention.
Well, Zero, this is Sammy Guevara's first ever AEW World Championship opportunity. Darby Allin, Joe Jet Perry, they've had previous shots at this title. Darby Allin fell short against Jon Moxley. Joe Jet Perry home with Chris Jericho for 10 minutes. He also had a chance against Kenny Omega. Fell out short from that too. MJF, again, he is the guy right now. He's the focal point. He is the holder of the Triple B. He is the key promo in AEW. But every time you thought he would have his moment, it's always been undermined by somebody else, particularly lately CM Punk. So again, even with that post-match spot aside, how do you see this Pillars 4-way going? And who you think maybe is the weakest link here among the field of challengers?
First of all, whoever voted for Sammy Guevara, that whoever voted for him saying that he's going to win needs to be stabbed with a spoon. Because
stabbed with a spoon.
Because why the fuck will you pick Sammy Guevara?
Maybe they like him. You never know.
Fuck that motherfucker. But
why? He had a good story on that.
His render with his tongue out makes me want a tongue kiss. But anyways,
wait. What? That's a complete 180. Wait a minute.
Let's focus on the match here. All right, this video is going to be under review. I can already tell. Oh Lord.
You're welcome.
Well, anyway, continue.
Anyways,
man.
But anyways, MJF is going to win. He's going to pin Sammy because fuck him. And who's going to come out? Maybe the next challenger for MJF is going to be the Blue Meanie.
What?
What's fucking
What?
Him and James Ellsworth become a tag team.
What?
They're going for the tag team titles. But anyways, but
if Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal win the tag titles, I can completely see that happening.
Yeah. Oh Jesus!
But anyways,
God.
But anyways, I pick Okay, so who might come to the let me think. Maybe CM Punk. Most likely, that is obvious choice. But maybe it might be somebody else, because if Punk is going to go up against Jericho, maybe Adam Cole, maybe Warlow if he loses the TNT title.
Yeah.
Because I know they still got beef, probably.
Yeah.
Who else? Maybe it could be somebody unexpected, like an unexpected debut, or since Forbidden Door is coming up, maybe somebody from New Japan might challenge him.
I could see it being Okada.
If Okada comes out and usurps himself against MJF, as he's been doing against all the younger talents lately, like Ren Narita and freaking Shota Umino, that would be something completely out of left field. That's a hell of a way to promote Forbidden Door.
If it's going to be Shooter, I'm going to be happy as hell, bro. But let's look at the New Japan roster real quick, because who in New Japan could go up against MJF?
I genuinely believe that
Kota Ibushi.
Kota Ibushi could be one, but I think the obvious choice for me, it's got to be Okada.
But I have a rule, okay? I have a rule.
What?
No David Finlay, because fuck that motherfucker. Because fuck him. He is not my leader of Bullet Club, and that Bullet Club is trash now.
My friend King would agree with
fuck
you.
David Finlay.
You're not wrong there.
Fuck him over the hell. But I think if I look in the New Japan roster, it could be somebody from Strong. It could be Tanahashi. Why not?
Tanahashi would be my first ballot. He is the ace.
Or it could be Shibata. it will be hilarious just to see Shibata go up against MJF, just whoop his ass so hard.
Well, I mean, he's the
It
Ring
could
of
be
Pure
Kenta.
champion
Why
right
not?
now, though. So, I mean,
Hell, it could even be Ren Narita because he want to, be a big
it's on a
boy.
strong style.
The only
But,
thing is,
yeah,
out of
or
all
Tama.
the
Why not
names,
Tama
out of all the
Tonga?
names that you mentioned,
Them two on the mic would be kind of fun. Like,
that is true. But out of all
like
the
I
names
think
you
we're so
mentioned, hold on.
used to the fact that
Hello.
CM Punk is most likely going to go up against MJF to the point
At
that
some
we're
point.
not thinking about what's coming up next, which is Forbidden Door.
Right. They got
Right?
Forbidden Door.
Wait,
Yo,
when is Forbidden Door actually?
That is
June 25th.
Yep,
Hold on.
June 25th.
Forbidden Door.
And that is a Sunday.
June 25th.
Yep, from Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Interesting ideas though, Zero, because that would be a great way to jumpstart the road to Forbidden Door, because that is the next big show.
Yeah.
James, you have a thought before we turn it over to Jeff?
yeah. My thing is, and by the way, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
So my thing is, Zero, I agree that those would be good matches. However, if there's one name that Max is going to face, it's going to be the heart and soul of New Japan, and it's going to be Okada. It
Makes
has to
sense.
be Okada. It has to be. He's not the IWGP World Champion right now.
Good.
No.
He's absolutely free to go up against Max. That's the money match for the AEW World Title side. Have him beating Okada, bro. That puts him
Power
in a
victim.
league. That's gonna get him super heat,
Yeah.
major heat.
Especially
thing
with
is
the
about that-
Diamond Them ring.
The thing is about that though, James, Okada's one of those guys right nowadays that sees all these young boys calling him out or thinking that they could surpass him in this day and age. And he doesn't believe it for even 1 second. He humors it. You see what he's doing right now with Ren Narita and Shota Umino, particularly. I mean, he literally flipped off Shota Umino with the challenge for their
That shit
16
was
heavyweight tag team
hilarious.
championships, and that will happen at Dominion. That was made official.
I'm
So
gonna say, fuck you, Shota. I said, God be rolling.
for MJF to try and call out the Rainmaker and for the Rainmaker to quote unquote acknowledge that, it's going to take a whole damn lot on MJF's part for that match to happen, because Okada, he could probably care less. And really, do you think Okada and MJF, either of those men, can afford to eat a loss right now?
They can't. But at the same time,
but at the same time, I feel like you could make it make sense. If Okada loses dirty to MJF, that is not going to hurt Okada in the slightest. It's
Fair.
not. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I think the best, honestly, the safest bet and the money match is Okada.
Yeah.
You know, for real, like you don't get many options where you have the money bet be also the safe bet, really.
Yep. Kazuki Amiya and Kazuchika Okada at the Tokyo Dome was definitely one of those matches people weren't talking about. And once Okada was done, he just walked out by CF Pro Wrestling Noah. So, again, I wouldn't rule it out, but it's going to take a lot for that to happen. You do remember Okada literally came on the go home of Dynamite before Forbidden Door last year, right?
I do.
Yeah.
And that got turned to a fatal four-way.
I will say, though, that they're going to do it earlier, and I think they still have unfinished business, keep in mind, between Tanahashi and Punk, if Punk comes back. That match still has yet to happen. That was supposed to happen last year and never ended up taking place. So.
Yeah, right. Tanahashi and CM Punk has not happened either. Neither has CM Punk and Kenta, but Kenta right now just got the strong championship.
I think if you really break it down, the faces of AEW, like if you're talking about name recognition, are Punk and MJF, and then your faces of New Japan Pro Wrestling are Tanahashi and Okada. Okada versus MJF, Punk versus Tanahashi. Those are your two money matches right now.
And potentially Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay too. There's
Right,
your triple main event
exactly.
for Forbidden Door.
Yeah. Or they could do that late. Keep in mind though, All In, so they could do Orange Cassidy versus Ospreay too as well for both.
Orange Cassidy finally loses the international championship to Will Ospreay, and then Will Ospreay,
for real. And I could seriously see
champion of the world.
Yeah, I could seriously see Ospreay actually winning it still somehow, some way. against Ospreay just to prove a point to Omega. That's another thing too. Keep in mind.
Maybe Don Callis finally cost Ken Omega at Forbidden Door as well, or All In, because again, we don't know what Don Callis.
There's so many variables at play with this shit after the fact. Oh my god,
it's crazy.
But
all right,
we know one constant. But anyway, Jeff.
Yeah, the one constant, Maxwell Jacob Freeman's retaining, and you know it. But Jeff, go ahead, man. Let your mind wander about this four-way. Who eats the fall? Maybe is affected the most negatively in this, and what do you think is next, particularly for the AEW World Championship?
If you say Sammy gonna win, I'm gonna get you, bro.
No. I'm not gonna say that.
I'm sure you're just not gonna do that.
If anything, Sammy's gonna eat the fall. I think that he's gonna be the fall guy. But to be completely honest, looking through their careers, each one of these four competitors has every right to hold that AEW title.
Not
Every
Sammy.
right. You can, including Sammy. I
Fuck
think that with
You can't argue with work ethic. He's been involved in tournaments. Personal feelings aside. Personal feelings aside.
He is good in the ring. I'll give him that. Man.
Personal feelings aside.
That's what I based it on.
Yep.
I based it on their work ethic and what they do in that ring. You can't sit there and tell me Sammy Guevara isn't one of the top. You can go ahead and say it. Lightweight cruiserweight in that company. He is. And you can say the same thing for Darby Allin. You can say the same thing for Jungle Boy. Each one of those brings something different to the table. Just like MJF brings something different to the table. You don't want a champion, someone to get the title that you've already seen, but they have the same things that the other person had. You want to see diversity. You want to see something different. And any one of the three competitors, I would be fine with that title around their waist, as long as they defend it in the way that it should be defended. Now, MJF, you can't say that he hasn't been defending it the way it should be defended, because he has, within the rights of the amount of a lot of time. But there are times when it's like there was that one time when he didn't defend it for 2 months. And I was scratching my head. I'm like, does AEW not go by the 30-day rule? I mean, I don't know what happened to it, but he still got the title, whatever.
I feel like Jeff, in between that time, when you think about AEW Dynamite, they do those championship fight nights, they do those proving ground matches. Let's not forget, between like Revolution, for example, Konosuke Tetsuya came this close to earning
beating MJF on TV.
So technically speaking, MJF may not be defending the title within a 30-day basis, but at least it's being presented within that window. And sometimes someone has a chance to maybe try and earn a championship match. And that speaks more volumes than other titles in other companies to a degree.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Jungle Boy, I think he would make a great champion. He would have a fantastic title run with that. Darby Allin, we already know what he can do with that TNT title. Imagine what he would do with the AEW title. It blows my mind. Sammy Guevara, he hasn't held. Well, he had the TNT title. He had an okay run, but was one of the shorter ones in the company. But he had an okay run with the title. I think that holding that title would boost any one of those three careers to the next level. You have to. If you hold that title, you've got to be on that top level. You've got to bring everything you got and then some. I would like to see any one of those three with it. However, I got MJF taking it home. The Dynamite Diamond Ring will come into play as the deciding factor of the match. And I think, personally, he's going to go after one person. They're going to duck, and he's going to nail Sammy.
Yeah.
I think Sammy's going to take the fall. And it's going to be because of that ring. We know how MJF plays. That ring has always come into play in probably 90% of his matches. It's coming into play. So I've got MJF keeping it, and I will agree. Forbidden Door. I think you're going to see Okada. That match is going to be out of this world. last Forbidden Door, I absolutely loved it. It was my first time actually being able to watch New Japan wrestlers wrestle, without having to be up at like God whatever time in the morning.
You should have seen you honestly should have seen Resurgence last week. It was a pretty good show.
Well, except for the Hikuleo match, but we don't talk about that.
Well, yeah, well, that was even still entertainingly bad.
Right.
But yeah, I like the New Japan style. I think that is something that might throw MJF's game off. And, it's something that he's obviously not used to, he's not prepared for because he doesn't get that in AEW. And now you have someone coming in, he may have the occasional New Japan wrestler or a former New Japan wrestler fighting him. But now you've got someone who works for the company. And why not get the top guy from the company to face the top guy in that company? It makes perfect sense. So my thinking is that you'll see Okada, not Punk, at the end of this match. I honestly don't even think you'll see Punk. I think you
can see all three. You could see Tanahashi, Okada, and Punk.
I think you're going to see Punk at Collision in Chicago. That's when he's going to make his comeback.
It has to be. It has to be.
Otherwise, why would they save it to last to announce where they were going to be on the kickoff?
I think he needs to make either an appearance or they have to make an announcement first before then, though, because I don't think they're going to strike magic in a bottle twice. They're already struggling still to sell out that arena.
I mean, last time Punk was to come into AEW in any fashion, it was leaked all over the internet. It wasn't even a surprise.
It was the worst kept secret.
Yeah, but here's the. No, I get what you're saying, Jeff. But here's the thing: that was a once in a lifetime deal that happened there. People wanted it so fucking badly, and they teased it very, very much so. Right,
and the internet ruined it.
But they knew that he was going to be there on a rumor. It wasn't even formally announced, but they knew because they built it up on TV. Hence why the sold out arena. Hence why the crazy pop. Hence why he came out. That is not going to happen a second time around. Like you're not going to get that match.
Which is why I said keep this one a secret.
Right?
Have Collision when he comes back. In Chicago, it makes perfect sense.
There's just going to be CM Punk chants constantly running out of that building that night.
I think the only problem, that's another thing, and the only issue that I have also is Punk. You have to make a formal announcement this time because again, so far all we hear is it's going to be in the United Center in Chicago, right? That's all we know. But that means Punk's coming back. Obviously, why else wouldn't he be coming back? If Tony decided to put this in Chicago without Punk being signed, holy shit, he's in for Rude Awakening, right? I doubt he did that. So Punk's coming back. But it's one of those things where you have to announce it this time. You do. Because they're already still struggling to sell those tickets out the door for the first Collision. I'm not saying they can eventually. They can without having to formally announce it, possibly. But I think they have a better chance of selling it out more. And quite frankly, selling out All In and Wembley if they announce Punk and they announce him specifically for Collision sooner rather than later.
Yeah, James, maybe you could confirm this for me. The June 14th or June 21st, one of those Wednesday night Dynamites, which one of those is in the Wintrust Arena in Chicago?
Ooh, shit. Yeah, that could also be it. Yeah, maybe not here, but they could do it in the Wintrust Arena. I don't remember if it's this week or the week following, but yeah, that's a good shout.
Because if they do that the same week of the AEW Collision premiere, then I think you have your way of selling.
Yeah, that's true too. I'm just saying again. I think they have to do either an appearance or a formal announcement that he is officially returning.
As long as it's not as long as it's not one of those Tony Khan has a big announcement graphics, because I'm getting
God, holy no, please, and that shit, please.
Yeah, it needs to stop. It's becoming a running gag at this point. It needs to stop, please.
Last thing I'll say, and then we can close out for the night. I think for the main event of this show, I personally, if you want to protect all four guys, I mentioned this before.
You did.
You would WWE Backlash 07 finish. Something similar to that, where it was a finisher spree, and then MJF just happened to land on the guy at the perfect time after getting a finisher.
Yep. Well, if there's one thing we know about MJF, he knows how to flop. He knows how to sell and flop into a cover.
We call it the max flop.
I mean, it's how he beat Cody Rhodes at Revolution after in the impromptu Dynamite Diamond Ring shot. He went off the ropes and just fell right on top of Cody and got the win, unconscious.
So there you go.
Well, okay, so since we're done with this, I have a prediction for the Owen Hart tournament.
Go ahead.
Who's going to be in it? All right. So there's two sides. There's the men and the women. The men's side, it could be Adam Cole, Bandito, Brock Anderson, Eddie Kingston, Jay White, Lance Archer, Roosh, and Sean Spears.
I think they should find a way to put Brian Pillman Jr. in there if they can.
Yeah. All right. For the women's side, Athena, Hikaru Shida, Julia Hart, Riho, Ruby Soho, Ty Mello, Britt Baker, and Abaddon.
I agree.
Abaddon is back from injury, by the way. She has been involved with Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue in trios action after assault on Ring of Honor television. Now, whether or not that means she's going to be part of Ring of Honor or, it's just a way to bring her back in, just know that Abaddon is back in the system and she is wrestling.
Yay!
There you go.
I love it.
I like that, Zero. I like that a lot. And I also liked what everyone brought to the table tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the madness that was the longest city predicting video of these streams so far. I thank you all for tuning in. I thank you all for what you brought as well with your comments, your observations, your outlooks, and everything else in between. So before we go, let's go ahead and plug where people can connect with us and all things wrestling and beyond. Zero, again, tremendous debut. I certainly speak on behalf of the panel. You made a lot of fun. We hope to see you back on here again, too. Anything you want to plug or promote, and where can we find you? I know you're a partner with FTW, of course.
Yeah. You can find me at Zero Channel -0, where I have some where I run a e-fed on that channel, and in my other channel, Color TV, same thing, but we're also going to add something a bit different than wrestling. So be ready to put that, and that's what I do. I run an e-fed and I just bullshit.
There you go.
Well, there you go. Well, we appreciate you, we respect you, and we hope to see you again soon on Super Predicting. James, again, man, you and I are calling AEW. It's going to be fun, but in the meantime, if you want to plug promote, where can we find you?
Man, you guys can find me with Noah on the call tomorrow night, AEW Double or Nothing. We're going to be calling that show. It's going to be a hell of a show on Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated, youtube.com/user/Wrestling Fortune 44 Birdman. I'm going to be hosting WWE Aftershock one more time for everything leading up to the Night of Champions and NXT Battleground weekend, and then I'm going to leave Owen and Chris to handle Night of Champions and NXT Battleground. That's all coming up this week, as well as Noah and Zero will be hosting for AEW Spark, covering all things AEW, including, but not limited to, the pay-per-view Double or Nothing in and of its entirety for the most part. So be on the lookout for that. Stay tuned for that one. And as far as other places, you can find the AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home show watch party that me, Zero, Michael X, and everybody else was on. That is currently on my video selection up right now. It is not on the live tab. I am still having Wi-Fi issues, but it is up there for you to watch if you want to go back and watch our reactions. So go check that out. Bunch of Simply Predicting panels. Check out the Lars promo that I did promoting that. I thought it was funny. And yeah, man, just a lot of shit coming up for FTW Productions, and probably we'll see what's to come soon. So there you go.
Well, there's no stop in wrestling. There's apparently no stop to our content creativity, too. Jeff, again, man, you are, of course, one of our horsemen of predictions with me, Chris, and Mark. Shout out to Mark Griffith, of course. I hope that he's not facing so many internet issues, and I hope that he's always doing okay. But anything you want to plug and promote, bro, where can people find you?
First off, real quick, you mentioned about Collision and Rampage and whatnot. Collision is the 17th of June, and then they go to Dynamite Rampage, which is the 21st. So before that, they're in Washington, D.C., so that clears up those 3 dates.
Okay.
You can find me, Meltdown. You can also find me on MWL, our Wrestling Predictions League. We are at the end of season 4. We are just about ready to go into Battle Bowl, but before then, we have the finals, which is being determined this weekend. We've already gone through 2 pay-per-views. We got 2 more to do. Let me tell you right now, the top 2 people, Full Metal Mike, Mrs. All Elite, they were tied after Under Siege. They are still tied at Night of Champions. We've got 2 more pay-per-views. Who's going to come out on top? We'll find out tomorrow night. Season 5 starts the weekend in July 1st. We're getting ready for that. I had mentioned on the last program that I was with you, Noah, that the Roundtable will be making its comeback on June 11th. And I know Christopher Roth is excited about that. It has been 3 months, and now that things are calming down, we're going to bring back the Roundtable. So we'll pick it up right where we left off. But before any of that happens, we have Battle Bowl in MWL to end season 4. And we've got 3 people on this panel right now that are in Battle Bowl. Noah, he's going to be teaming with Anderson. We've got Heebman teaming with Rowdy Renz. And we've got Christopher Rotz teaming with the Beast. As everybody knows, the winner of the matches goes on to the Battle Royal next week. And then the winner of that will be the one to get the Battle Bowl ring and can cash in any time in season 5 on the champion of their season. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up for season 5. So if you're interested in wanting to join, create a character, play as your character, cut your promos, and have a great time, 40 weeks worth, mind you, go ahead and message me, and we'll get you set up with the character. And it's never too late to join any prediction league because, let's just face it, it's fun as hell.
It is fun.
That's why I do 5 of them for a living. Thank you, Jeff.
And one other thing, I forgot. We have a website, www.mwl.webador.com. That's mwl.webador.com. That just went up over the last week and a half. So that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Very nice. Congratulations to that. So again, folks, be part of the fun that is the Meltdown Wrestling League. Go check out the website if you can. Reach out to Jeff Chadwick and join the entire scheme. All right, because it is a giant scene. Did I spell it right or did I botch it?
Yeah, you botched it. 1-0. WEBADOR. That's 1-0.
Oh,
like Forbidden DOR. Ha
okay. I heard door, so I was like, okay. They're freaking
Yeah,
phonetics. They're freaking phonetics again, folks. Damn it. But I digress. Anyway, thank you, Jeff. Chris, again, always a pleasure, man. Anything you want to plug them up, and where can people find you?
Well, you could put up.
You're all over social media. Good Lord, gotta help your mentality, dude.
You could put my graphic up, and I'll read you where all you guys could find me at. Starting with.
Oh, there we go.
Starting with my Twitter, it's capital C, lowercase ROTZ 24. My Discord is CROTS2423. My Instagram is CMROTZ6472. My Facebook is Christopher Rods. My Snapchat is C_Rods17. My TikTok is Rods_2423.
Boy got TikTok. He been doing TikTok dances. Holy shit, bro.
No, I don't do dances. I just watch TikTok videos.
Same.
So there's where you guys could find me at on my social media. It always a pleasure being on here with Noah Foster and everybody else that that I'm able to do this. I missed Night of Champions, but hey, I was on today with the watch along for Night of Champions.
There you go.
I know I got my predictions in, and I know I changed one of my predictions in the thing. My phone was acting up, so I'm sorry about that, Noah. But if you want to know what's coming up in the month of June, well, guess what? The next time you'll be seeing the Simply Predicting panel will be if you have the graphics. If not, I'll run them off. We got
Oh, good Lord.
in the
You
month.
can try, man. You can try.
Hey,
See
we
if
got
you
the
actually remember
month
them
of
all.
June. We got the month of June. We got Against All Odds, and that will be headlined by Steve Macklin versus Alex Shelley for the Impact World Championship. And then we got Forbidden Door. So if you want to get on for those two panels, you can always hit Noah up. You could also hit myself up. You could hit Jeff Chavrig up, whoever you want to hit up, hit anyone us up, and we'll be happy for you to be on the panel for those two events. And Jeff, since you said about the Wrestling Roundtable being on June 11th, pending on schedules, if you need me, I could be on for the return of the Roundtable if you need me. But overall, I had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed Double or Nothing and NXT Battlegrounds. Oh, wait, that's not Noah's NXT, by the way.
Damn it!
But hope you guys all enjoyed the Sunday, and I hope you guys enjoy Memorial Day on Monday. And let's just have a positive attitude in life.
Well, that's all you can strive and try and do. Again, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate everybody that always tunes into these things too. Because again, it's not about me; it's about wrestling. But if people do want to know more about me, I always simply tell them this. Because for those that don't know, I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling.
Damn it!
That's some fucking geeks, dog.
Yeah, you know what? At this point, people told me to run with it, so I'm going to keep running with it.
Yeah, but buy the shirt.
I don't market myself, but I digress. And again, we look at all things wrestling. If you couldn't find something to engage with as a fan, you're the problem. Leave the fandom. Simple as that. Find me on the Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Foster1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, the entire ATW family on the Twitter and our social media platforms. We just did our latest episode of the ATW View. Good Lord Almighty, I am surrounded by fools too. Not just here, but there. So get a chance, check that out with me, King, Eric. It was a heck of a good time, and James. Again, I want to thank the entire City Predicting family. Zero, welcome to the family, my friend. You're definitely going to be on here again. I'm going to add you, of course, for the graphic. And again, folks, stay tuned for our watch-along coverage of AEW Double or Nothing tomorrow across the Jeff Network multiple media. If you haven't already, check out the other City Predictings and the other watch-alongs we have done as well. Also coming up some point this week, we will have exclusive coverage of NXT Battleground for Cast Safety Studio members only for NXT Battleground by me and JJ Williams. As James alluded to, stay tuned for AEW Spark later on this week as part of their productions with me and Zero, giving our review and outlook of Double or Nothing. Whether or not it's before the fall or afterwards, all depends on scheduling, but stay tuned. You can find Simple Pulls, you can find updates, you can find all the prediction leagues across my Simple YouTube channel under the community tab, or primarily where you can see the league leaderboards in full on my Twitter at nfoster1916. There will also, of course, be Simple Takes with me and JJ on Night of Champions, and James, if you're available, me and James potentially, and JJ will also do a Simple Take on AEW Double or Nothing. As AEW Double or Nothing draws near, I also suggest that you all come join the further fun and shenanigans tonight on Open Mic Night, hosted across Cassidy AT Steelers, the Jeff Beach Network Multiverse Media. That'll be 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific. If you haven't already, please support my friends. Super Chat, as simple as that. Follow Cassidy 18 Studios on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube for all your movie reviews, all your continued play-by-play WWE coverage, and other fun shenanigans too. And that's just some of the stuff that I like to do with friends and on my own as a fan of this industry too. But as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. There are just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another and respect each other. Tetramentality too. Treasure your families and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in to the longest I faced in the predicting panel that has been. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell that goes live or on demand on this channel or any of the channels across the multiverse of media. Because I assure you, our content creativity, our passion is not letting up anytime soon. And if you don't like it, deal with it. For the entire WWE Multiverse of Mia, for the entire FTW family, the ATW crew, for all you viewers that are watching live or on demand too, for James Hebert, for Christopher Ross, for Jeff Chadwick, for Zero, for I am the simple man of this freshly squeezed panel. I thank you all once again for tuning in. And until next time, when we will see you at Open Mic Night or for Double or Nothing play-by-play, make a positive impact in life. And as always, have a good night.
No.
Got to give the people what they want.
Rave
And
party.
Fuck off.
Noah.
Rave party in 1 through 3 or whatever.
Noah.
Wow, James. Wow, you forgot how to count. See you, folks.